Xiao Chun collapsed to her knees, tears streaming down her face like rain. Father, Shang Xianjun is still inside. The fire's too strong. Get everyone out, he roared furiously. Demon, how dare you call the human emperor father? You've bewitched Shang Xianjun. What? Xiao Chen sobbed, her voice choked with tears. You told me to call you father for over 35 years. Is that considered bewitching? Tears streamed down her cheeks as she gritted her teeth. How have I bewitched you? He clenched his fists, his face etched with surprise. But a moment later, his expression darkened. You bewitched the human emperor, causing the nation to fall, throwing the world into chaos, leaving the people to suffer. And you still dare to make excuses, Jiao Ban, Jiao Bian. Xiao Chun lowered her head, a bitter smile gracing her lips. How did I bewitch my father? How did I cause the nation to fall? How did I make the people suffer? The various clans in Chang'an lived in harmony. The people lived and worked in peace. It was you who started the war, who forced my father to his death, and now you dare stand here, shamelessly twisting the truth. He raged, slapping her hard across the face and roaring, "Silence!" He turned, pointing toward the crowd below, his voice brimming with authority. The divine lord's edict. Is it a lie? Are the testimonies of all the officials here today nothing but fabrications? With that, he drew his sword, his eyes cold as ice. Shang Xian is dead. You can't fool anyone anymore. He pointed the sword at Xiao Chun, his voice dripping with hatred. Demon, accept your fate. Xiao Chen's lips curled into a chilling smirk. Suddenly, a crimson aura erupted from her body. Feeling this surge of power, she tilted her head back, her laughter echoing through the air. Within me, 1,000 beasts roar, yearning to crush everything in this world. Her eyes glowed crimson, her voice filled with indignant rage. Isn't this the wrath of heaven? He witnessed the horrific scene before his eyes, a vague, inexplicable dread rising within him. The silhouette of a nine-tailed fox suddenly materialized, making the surroundings incredibly eerie and terrifying. Xiao Chun slowly walked towards him, her voice cold and commanding. You will pay dearly for my father's death. The air suddenly became suffocating, causing those around them to tremble in fear. Suddenly, Lin Guijing's voice rang out. Xiao Chun. She was still lost in the painful memories of the past, completely unresponsive. Lin Guijing called out louder, startling her back to reality. Xiao Chun looked at him with worried eyes. You've been spacing out for a while now. What's wrong? Should I help you regulate your inner qi? Lin Xiao Chun smiled gently, her voice soft. You truly have a natural gift for regulating inner qi. Lin Guijing held her hand tightly. With a resolute gaze and unwavering determination, he solemnly declared, if you don't want to endure the 7 trials of love, we will end here. I will shield you, protect you from all harm. He paused for a moment, then continued, but if you wish to restore your 9 tails, I will devote all my strength to help you achieve your desire. Xiao Chun was suddenly choked with emotion, speechless. A radiant smile bloomed on her face, overflowing with happiness. Whatever your heart desires is also my wish. They gazed at each other longingly, their emotions surging like a tidal wave. The distance between them gradually closed. Suddenly, a clear voice rang out, startling them both into stillness. What are you two doing? An adorable child, chin resting in their hands, was looking at them with curious, innocent eyes. Xiao Chun broke out in a cold sweat, her face darkening. I clearly used my divine sense to scan the surroundings, without detecting a single trace of spiritual energy. Lin Guijing couldn't hide the astonishment on his face. He thought to himself, how could this child appear right beside us, without anyone noticing, not even Xiao Chun with his sharp senses? The innocent child asked, hey, why aren't you two fighting anymore? Lin Guijing glanced at Xiao Chun, then turned back to the child and asked, little one, who are you? Hearing this, the child's eyes started to well up with tears, and suddenly burst into tears, leaving both men flustered and unsure of what to do. You're being mean to me. The child wailed, plopping down on the ground with a cheap expression. Witnessing the scene, Lin Guijing was at a loss, and could only gently pat the child's head. Could this child have also been sucked into the Jianzhou, just like us? He wondered. Xiao Chun looked down at the child with a puzzled expression. Sensing the situation was getting out of hand, Lin Guijing quickly approached the child with a warm and comforting smile. Shusha, don't cry. What's your name? Why are you here? I don't remember. I was already here when I woke up. He offered his hand to the child. Get up. Big brother will take you outside. Hearing that, the child reached out its hand. Suddenly, its expression changed. A sinister smile spreading across its face, as if realizing something was amiss. Xiaochen quickly called out to Gue Jing. She approached cautiously, her eyes full of suspicion. Lin Gue Jing was gradually being hypnotized by the child, his mind becoming hazy. Xiao Chun quickly embraced him, using her tail to attack the child. A streak of pink energy shot out from her tail like lightning. Imperial fire technique. With a few acrobatic flips, the child easily dodged the attack. She gasped in surprise. A flaming arrow blazed towards the child. It raised its hand, emitting a brilliant golden light, quickly neutralizing Xiao Chen's attack. She tilted her head slightly and spoke. This thing doesn't fear flames, nor does it carry the aura of a demonic beast. Seeing Lin Kuei Jing regain consciousness, Xiao Chun hurriedly asked, "What's wrong? I feel dizzy. My head is spinning. What happened?" She furrowed her brow, her gaze fixed on the child standing there, her tone turning serious. "That thing is absorbing your spiritual energy." "What?" Upon hearing this, the child looked displeased, hands on hips, and said in an arrogant tone, "This old lady has a proper name. You know." The two standing there couldn't help but be astonished, and asked, "What's your name?" The child smiled mischievously, drawing out the suspense. "My name is," causing Xiao Chun and Lin Kuei Jing to gradually lose their patience. Suddenly, the child raised its head and laughed loudly. "Martial Shadow Supreme, peerlessly sharp, most handsome in the universe, currently breaking the heavens, slaying 10,000 demons, protect." The two looked at him with astonishment, mixed with a hint of uncontainable exasperation. Both of them burst into laughter, making Bao's face flush with embarrassment. A voice filled with rage boomed out. "You insignificant rats! You dare laugh at me!" Xiao Chun suddenly noticed the surrounding swords begin to vibrate violently, creating a piercing sound. Lin Gue Jing exclaimed in terror. "This spatial fluctuation is incredibly abnormal. I've never encountered anything like it. It's as if the mountains and the earth itself are trembling at his will." Bao raised his small hand high and shouted with a powerful voice, "Swords come!" A thick black smoke, formed from countless sharp swords, came hurtling towards them. He pointed at the two of them, his voice cold and menacing. "Sever their bones, rip out their tendons, drain their essence, nourish my disciples and grandchildren." Xiao Chun quickly put 2 fingers to his lips and started chanting. Gue Jing quickly used the profound ice spell. Lin Gue Jing nodded in response, extending his hand forward. A gigantic ice beast quickly materialized, opening its mouth and roaring with an earth-shattering sound. "Water control art." Bao, without hesitation, raised 2 fingers in front of him. Thousands of swords suddenly materialized, swirling like a tempest, surrounding Lin Gue Jing's icy beast. Xiao Chun suddenly leaped forward, making Lin Gue Jing gasp in surprise. "Xiao Chun." She lunged towards Bao, with razor-sharp claws and a wicked grin. "To catch a snake, you must start with its head," she snarled. But Bao remained motionless, his eyes icy cold, then unleashed a powerful punch towards her. They collided with a resounding crash, the force throwing them both back. Xiao Chun gritted her teeth, thinking to herself, "This brat possesses profound inner strength and remarkable martial arts skills." Bao maintained his calm demeanor, a sly smile playing on his lips as he launched a relentless barrage of attacks. "You're the only demon beast who can match me," Bao exclaimed, "in over 3 millennia." Xiao Chun smiled faintly, took his hand, and moved closer. "You, too. Only you are worthy of being my opponent." Suddenly, an earth-shattering explosion erupted, forcing both of them back. Bao landed back on the ground, his face filled with frustration. After the brief clash, Xiao Chun returned to Lin Kuei Jing's side. At that moment, his ice monster had clamped down on the swords, struggling to crush them. Its sharp fangs tightened their grip, causing the swords to shatter into pieces and quickly vanish into thin air. Bao let out a hearty laugh. "It's been ages since I've felt this exhilarated." "Keep going." Xiao Chun shook his head, turning to leave with a bored expression. "This isn't fun at all. Lin Kuei Jing is more than enough to handle you on his own." "Oomph. I can handle this myself." Bao roared furiously. "Don't think that just because you have multiple tails, you can look down on me. I haven't even used my full power yet." Xiao Chun tilted his head, his voice arrogant. "He is a spirit sword. You must subdue him." Lin Kuei Jing exclaimed in astonishment. A spirit sword? That child is a spirit sword? Bao stared at the two of them, his expression full of fury. Xiaoqun smiled and explained. This space is completely sealed, and the spiritual energy is incredibly pure. It's truly a rare cultivation ground. Juni, even without absorbing the essence of the sun and moon, the earth and with spiritual energy in this immortal forest secret realm is enough to nurture him. As for metal energy, he already has a weapon. His spiritual consciousness, before being sealed within the sword seed for 3,000 years, was enough to condense into a nascent soul. She gently waved her sleeve, smiling as she spoke. You are already at the 9th level of nascent soul. Subduing him wouldn't exactly be bullying. Hearing these words, he stomped his foot in anger, gnashing his teeth and roaring, I will devour you all. In an instant, countless swords appeared, and he soared into the air. A brilliant golden aura erupted, filling the air. He roared furiously, brandishing his sword and charging forward. Lin Kuei Jing stood his ground, unflinchingly meeting the attack. He extended his hand, casting the Xianbing curse. A small icy vortex materialized in his palm, rapidly expanding into a massive, swirling tempest. The ferocious ice tornado hurtled towards him. With a powerful swing of his arm, he shattered Lin Kuei Jing's icy vortex. The sheer force emanating from the attack stunned Lin Kuei Jing. Suddenly, a realization dawned upon Lin Kuei Jing. He quickly formulated a plan to counter the spirit sword. Direct confrontation with brute force was futile. Only by exploiting elemental weaknesses could he prevail. With this in mind, he clasped his hands together and began chanting. A blazing red ring of fire materialized before him. Lin Kuei Jing thrust his hand forward, sending the fiery ring hurtling ahead. Hong Lian Yihua, Xiaoqun exclaimed in shock. Kuei Jing, where did you learn that technique? He tilted his head slightly and replied, I stumbled upon an ancient text in the Tsang Shu Pavilion some time ago. Recognizing the profound magic within the technique, he committed it to memory. Xiaoqun offered a word of caution. This sword spirit possesses immense power. Ordinary fire techniques won't be able to harm him. To think you'd use the Hongyinhua right off the bat. Lin Kuei Jing replied, I also believe that. Ordinary fire attacks wouldn't work against the sword spirit. This technique suddenly came to mind. Xiaoqun nodded slightly. The Hongyinhua is a purification technique, capable of purging all evil and obstacles. If you were to reach the Deluo Golden Immortal Realm, destroying heaven and earth would be but a blink of an eye. The ring of fire blazed more intensely than ever. Bao thrust both hands forward, struggling to withstand the ferocious flames. Seeing the dire situation, Lin Kuei Jing exclaimed, This is bad. Bao gritted his teeth, mustering all his strength to resist, pushing back against the burning flames. I might have to use all my internal energy to overcome this. I never thought that in this lifetime, the spiritual power I've accumulated for over 3,000 years would be completely exhausted here. Lin Kuei Jing rushed over in a panic, exclaiming just in time. He embraced him, but a powerful surge of energy threw them both backward. You sure this is your part? He raised his hand towards Lin Kuei Jing's chest, but he continued to hold him tightly, much to his surprise. The holy and karmic fire was closing in on them. Xiaoqun cried out in panic. Kuei Jing. She reached out, using her spiritual power. Fortunately, after recovering her two tails, she was able to cast elemental manipulation spells and teleport. As soon as the flames subsided, she saw Lin Kuei Jing falling to the ground. Bao saw the wound on him and exclaimed, What? Xiaoqun rushed to Kuei Jing's side. Wake up, I already teleported you out. Witnessing the horrifying scene, she screamed in terror. What happened here? Lin Kuei Jing lay motionless in a pool of crimson blood, seemingly lifeless. Xiaoqun frantically pushed him away, screaming in despair. He risked his life to save you, and yet you heartlessly killed him. Bao's face darkened, his eyes heavy with grief. Xiaoqun, anxious and with a trembling voice, pleaded, Hold on, I'll heal you right away. She placed her hand on his chest, channeling her spiritual energy to heal his wounds. Bao stared at Xiaoqun's bloodstained hands, murmuring, This scent, why is it so familiar? It feels like a memory long forgotten. Xiao Chen gently placed a kiss on Lin Kuei-jing's lips. A mystical emerald-green light emanated around them. She maintained her position, and Lin Kuei-jing gradually furrowed his brows, as if about to awaken. Xiao Chen quickly supported him, gently asking, "How are you feeling? Are you any better?" "I'm all right, much better now. Thank you for saving me again." But in the next moment, her demeanor abruptly shifted, from gentle to furious. Xiao Chun released her hold, letting him fall back. She put her hands on her hips, her voice filled with indignation. "Do you have a death wish?" "That was the red lotus karmic fire. If it weren't for my instant teleportation technique, you and that ungrateful wretch would be ashes by now." Lin Gui-jing scratched his head, a sheepish look on his face. "I was planning to use an earth escape talisman, but luckily, Xiao Chun saved me in the nick of time." He looked at the finger pointed accusingly at him, a flicker of fear in his eyes, and quickly lowered his head. Xiao Chen's anger only grew, her voice laced with worry. "The red lotus karmic fire's purifying power is terrifying. It could incinerate you even underground. You're my contracted cauldron if you die. What am I supposed to do? Have you ever thought about me?" Hearing her words, a smile touched Lin Gui-jing's lips, his eyes shimmering with immense happiness. He quickly took Xiao Chen's hand and said, "I promise, from now on, I won't do anything to worry you again." Xiao Chen's face flushed crimson. "Where's the spirit's sword?" she blurted out. "And where is that ungrateful wretch?" She turned to Bao, her eyes blazing with fury. "Don't think that just because you saved him, it's over," she seethed. "I can still finish him off." Bao hung his head, clutching his robes tightly. I'm sorry," he mumbled. Both Xiao Chun and the other person turned to stare at Bao. "This place is desolate, and spiritual energy is incredibly scarce," Bao explained. "I can only maintain my cultivation by absorbing the living beings that occasionally appear." Xiao Chun showed no sympathy. "At least make your lies believable," she scoffed. The Feng Tian Academy sends a group of disciples into the Sword Tomb for training every 15 days. The last time was 3 years ago. Some even found divine weapons and brought them out. Bao's eyes suddenly widened as if remembering something. He raised his hand. "Besides you two, I haven't encountered anyone with cultivation," he said. "Only a few demonic beasts and wild beasts show up now and then." Suddenly appeared. Lin Kuei-jing, startled, turned to Xiao Chun. Isn't this the sword insect?" Bao nodded, a flicker of embarrassment crossing his face due to Lin Kuei-jing's injury. "I can compensate you." Lin Kuei-jing quickly waved his hand, offering a gentle smile. No need. We wouldn't have met if we hadn't fought. / don't mention it. Wouldn't have met otherwise. Just tell us how to get out of here." Bao shook his head. "I don't know how to get out either. But if you say someone obtained a divine weapon, then perhaps I am also a divine weapon. I am willing to offer myself as compensation. / I'm willing to make it up to you." "What do you mean?" Bao thrust his fist forward, a grin spreading across his face. "I have your blood. I am willing to make a pact with you." Xiao Chun stepped forward, bowing before Bao. "Could it be you're an evil weapon sealed here, trying to use us to escape?" Bao placed his hands on his hips, his expression full of pride. "I am Wu Ingji Zun, the sharpest weapon in the universe, breaking through the heavens, slashing through the myriad realms." Xiao Chun burst out laughing, smacking Bao on the head. "You're killing me. Can you shorten that ridiculously long title of yours? A weapon spirit cultivated into human form? That's quite rare. But we need to make sure you're the real deal, not some cheap imitation." Xiao Chun feigned anger and shouted, "Fine then, suit yourself. Don't let the door hit you on the way out." He turned and stormed off, steam practically coming out of his ears. "Hey, well, what did Hong Huang say?" Lin Kuei-jing placed his hand on his chest, a serious expression on his face, and declared, "I wish to form a contract with you." Then, he turned to Xiao Chun with a smile. "I happen to be in need of a suitable weapon. Although you're not a sword, meeting you must be fate." Xiao Chun gave him a sidelong glance. "This guy's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He tried to kill you twice, remember? And you're seriously considering keeping a sword spirit like that around?" Lin Kuei-jing looked at Bao and calmly said, "I think this sword spirit isn't so bad. We can coexist peacefully." Xiao Chen's eyes were full of suspicion. Coexist peacefully? Then, both simultaneously turn away, thinking to themselves, this is unbelievable. Lin Xiao Chun helplessly gave in to him. She turned and gave Bao, who was clowning around, a warning look. "If I find out you have any wicked intentions towards Kuei-jing, I'll throw you into the alchemy furnace." Lin Kuei-jing sat down in front of Bao, extended her hand, and prepared to sign the contract. Bao quickly extended his hand as well, mumbling him. Lin Kuei Jing began to recite the oath. With my blood, I bind your soul. A contract circle gradually appeared beneath their feet. The soul contract, sharing joy and sorrow, is officially established. Bao's entire body was enveloped in a brilliant golden light. The contract was complete. Lin Kuei Jing gasped in astonishment. You are. Xiao Chun is no exception. Why is it you? A foot slowly touched the ground. He frowned slightly and replied, I can feel Master's power. So, this is what it feels like to form a contract. Not bad at all. A gleaming golden sword suddenly materialized before him. I am the Xianyuan sword. Xiao Chun stared at the sword, his eyes wide with astonishment. Isn't this my father's treasured sword? Lin Kuei Jing cautiously reached out with both hands to receive the legendary sword. A bright smile bloomed on his lips. I can't believe it. This is truly the renowned Xianyuan sword, a divine artifact, its sharp blade famed since ancient times. Legend says it was forged from immortal metal. Reigning supreme over all things, leader of the immortals, a sword representing the sacred path. He raised the sword, turned to Xiao Chun, and laughed heartily. Xiao Chun, I never could have imagined that the Xianyuan sword would choose me as its master, Xiao Chun replied. I also wouldn't have guessed the Xianyuan sword would choose you. Suddenly, the surrounding space began to tremble violently, the ground cracking and collapsing into large chunks. Xiao Chun, witnessing the terrifying scene before him, cried out in alarm. What's happening? Is it another earthquake? Abruptly, countless strange black dots appeared in the sky, gradually converging to form a massive black hole, swallowing everything, sweeping everything around into a chaotic vortex. Thick, black smoke billowed, obscuring the sky. Xiao Chun suddenly exclaimed, I understand now. This space was created to seal the Xianyuan sword. But now, the Xianyuan sword has formed a pact with you. So the seal has lost its power and is collapsing. The terrifying black hole widened further, devouring layers of earth and rock into the void. Witnessing the horrifying scene, Xiao Chun cried out in panic. This is bad. This is the eye of the formation. It was created in case the seal was broken. This formation, I will destroy the entire sealed space. Whoever created this seal definitely didn't want the Xianyuan sword to escape, but I never imagined they'd prepare such a devastating countermeasure. Lin Kuei looked at the sword in terror and asked urgently, You can fly, right? Of course. He immediately launched the sword into the air, grabbing Xiao Chen's hand and pulling her along. Sword flight technique. With lightning speed, both of them leaped into the air. The moment Xianyuan sword's feet touched the ground, Lin Kuei Jing swung his arm forward and yelled, Fly! We have to get out of here now. Elsewhere, a slender hand pointed forward. A commanding voice boomed. I've detected glacial activity in this area. Xiao Lam strode forward, carefully observing her surroundings. In every direction, there wasn't a single trace of Lin, Kuei Jing, and Xiao Chun. Chen Yurong brought a hand to her chest, her face etched with worry. They were perfectly fine. They couldn't have just vanished without a trace. Zhu Daishun spoke up quickly. Don't tell me Boss Lin ended up like us last time, swallowed whole by that mysterious tree or something and turned into fertilizer. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhu Mang's eyes flashed with anger. She roared, her voice filled with fury. If you spout another word of nonsense, I'll turn you into fertilizer myself. Zhu Daishan quickly raised his hands to rub his face. I'm just speculating a little. Suddenly, Xiao Lam's eyes turned sharp and cold. She immediately sat down, closed her eyes, and whispered, Don't make a sound. Everyone fell silent, their eyes fixed on Xiao Lam. Xiao Lam suddenly exclaimed in terror, Below! Immediately, a gigantic crack appeared on the ground, causing everyone to stumble back in panic. The ground below shook violently as if bombed. Could it be that some ferocious beast was about to emerge? A dark shadow flashed by like lightning, shooting up from the ground into the air. Everyone was astonished and looked up at the sky in unison. It was Lin Kuei Jing, holding Xiao Chun tightly in his arms, standing on the shining Xianyuan sword. He smiled and called out, Boss Lin. Xiao Chun stared blankly at the brilliant light in the sky. Everyone was stunned and asked in wonder, How can they fly on swords? Is Lin Kuei Jing still alive? Why did they come out from underground? Lin Kuei Jing quickly landed and addressed Xiao Lam, senior sister Xiao Lam. Fortunately, the Extermination King was strong and unharmed. Xiao Lam approached and asked, "What happened to you all?" Lin Kuei-jing nodded with a slight smile. "It's a long story." Then he suddenly burst into laughter, making up a story. "Xiao Chun and I joined forces to defeat a ferocious beast. Somehow we stumbled into the sword tomb, and luckily found a powerful divine weapon." Hearing this, Xiao Lam couldn't help but be astonished. She asked, "You found the sword tomb?" Xiao Lam thought to herself, "I can't believe that Lin Kuei-jing entered the sword tomb before me. If I weren't burdened with taking care of these 3 brats, I would have explored the entire sword tomb already." Chu Man bowed slightly, her eyes gleaming with fascination as she looked at the golden sword before her. "What a magnificent sword! The pattern on this sword, I feel like I've seen it somewhere before." Chen Yurong looked up and asked Kuei-jing, "AR, we've been searching everywhere for you. We thought you were a goner." Chen Yurong turned to Xiao Chun, her voice laced with reproach. "Did you drag Lin Kuei-jing off on another one of your reckless adventures? And that's how you ended up in the Sword Abyss? Why didn't you wait for us to go together? It was incredibly risky." Lin Kuei-jing laughed heartily, breaking the tense atmosphere. "Relax. Look, we're both perfectly fine, aren't we?" A hand clapped him on the shoulder. As expected of the boss, Zhu Daishan bows in admiration. Zhu Daishan embraced him with a boisterous laugh. "You dared to charge into the Sword Abyss in such a short time, and even managed to bring back a divine weapon. Even Master Mu wasn't as fast as you." Xiao Lan spoke, her voice full of doubt. "That's right. 3 years ago, I also tried training in the Sword Abyss. It's 10 times more dangerous than the Secret Realm. How did you get in and out so quickly?" The Sword Abyss is filled with divine weapons and treasures. But to obtain such a treasure, it's not just about luck or chance, but also possessing extraordinary strength to subdue it. She pointed directly at Lin Kuei-jing. "On what basis, what ability do you have to bring this sword out?" Xiao Lam roared furiously within the misty fog. "We were working together to eliminate the Wu Yao, yet you and Xiao Chun vanished without a trace. You say you eliminated the Wu Yao, then where is its body? Where's the proof?" Lin Kuei-jing looked slightly flustered. Senior sister, Chu Man looked towards the others, worry evident in her eyes. Xiao Lam gritted her teeth, her gaze icy. "You cheated." Chen Yurong hurriedly intervened. "Senior sister Xia, Lin Kuei-jing wouldn't do something like that." Xiao Lam remained motionless, standing firm, pointing at Lin Kuei-jing, her voice filled with indignation. "Speak. What trickery did you use to deceive us? To make us believe you entered the Jianzhou? I've been there, but the exit wasn't like this." Lin Kuei-jing calmly explained to senior sister Xiao Lam, "I don't know what the true sword seed looks like, but Xiao Chun and I entered space. Outside the sword, a desolate place devoid of any living beings. We narrowly escaped death 9 times before we were lucky enough to get out." Xiao Chun coldly replied, "No need for so many words. Why should we prove our innocence?" Lin Kuei-jing gently turned to Xiao Chun. "Senior sister Xiao Lam just misunderstood." Xiao Chun scoffed. "Misunderstood? I don't think she misunderstood anything. She simply can't accept that. You obtained the divine weapon." Xiao Lam's face darkened. A black aura emanated from her mouth as she roared furiously. "Shut up." The black aura surged and spread everywhere. Lin Kuei-jing was astonished. "What's going on?" "Xiao Lam's mind has been invaded by the Wu Yao's poisonous qi. I deliberately provoked her to trigger the poison in her body." Xiao Chun calmly explained. "If we don't discover it in time and help her escape this secret realm, the consequences will be dire." Xiao Lam leaned on his staff, slowly stepping forward. Murderous aura exploded. He roared, "You dare cheat! I will punish you." Lin Kuei-jing asked anxiously, "This poison, can it be cured?" Xiao Chun hurriedly explained, "This is the Wu Yao's poison. It's completely different from when Zhu Daishan was possessed before, much more difficult." He reached for his sword, gripping the hilt tightly, gritting his teeth as he yelled, "No matter what, we must fight." Xiao Lan radiated a menacing aura. "You treacherous fiend, you will pay for this." Lin Kuei-jing gripped his sword, his gaze resolute. "Let me see what you're made of." He swung his sword, unleashing a wave of freezing air. Xianbing curse. Xiao Lan summoned the golden crow, spewing blazing fireballs. Huiyu Fei Hua. The two instantly clashed in a fierce battle. Xiao Lan's attack collided with the Xian Yuan sword, causing the sword to vibrate violently. Chen Yurong worriedly exclaimed, "Senior sister Xiao Lam, What happened to her? It seems like she's completely become someone else. Chu Manman hurriedly said, every move senior sister makes Carrie's deadly, killing intent. Fortunately, Lin Guojing's weapon can suppress the evil energy. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to withstand it. With senior sister Xia Lam in such a frenzied state, will she attack us too? Suddenly, Xiao Chun turned around and loudly commanded, you and Pixiu, go find a purple snow herb immediately. The faster, the better. Chu Yexin immediately nodded. All right. He quickly summoned his spirit beast, Pixiu. Go find the purple snow herb now. Xiao Chun continued to instruct Yurong and Manman. Xiao Lam has been poisoned by the bewitching heart poison. I will create a barrier to seal her. Your task is to restrain Jin Wu. Chen Yurong panicked. Senior sister Xia has lost her mind. How can we possibly subdue her? Lin Guojing suddenly heard someone call his name and looked down. Guojing, bring Xia Lam here. Suddenly, a jet-black sword hurtled towards him with lightning speed. With incredible agility, he flipped in midair and landed gracefully on the ground. Xia Lam was hot on his heels, pursuing him relentlessly. Countless razor-sharp blades flew straight towards Lin Guojing, carrying a chilling, murderous aura. Without hesitation, he instantly unleashed his extraordinary movement technique, retreating backwards with astonishing speed to evade the attack. Meanwhile, Xiao Chun clasped his hands together in front of his chest, focusing all his mind and spiritual energy on setting up the 5 directions barrier. Northern barrier, pacify the 10,000 demons, retreat. Zhuzhua disperse. Mysterious incantations echoed throughout the space. A fantastical pink light gradually appeared in the sky, spreading widely and separating Xiao Lam and Jin Wu to opposite sides. Xiao Lam's eyes were icy cold, filled with provocation. Unfazed, Chu Mengmeng immediately summoned her spirit beast, Water Qilin. Chen Yurong also simultaneously commanded her Azure Profound Bird. Attack! Xiao Lam's face darkened. She gripped her spear tightly, murderous intent radiating from her. He roared furiously, you fools! You think that, by merely repelling my demonic beasts, you can defeat me? How naive! I alone am enough to crush you all, you insignificant insects! Lin Xiao Chun, standing behind, shouted worriedly. Guojing, calm down! She struggled to free herself from restraint. Zhu Daishan is going to find the antidote. Don't worry too much. Lin Guojing nodded slightly, pointing his sword forward and chanting, Xin Yuan sword formation. In a flash, countless spectral swords materialized above him, forming a dazzling, brilliant circle of light. Xiao Lam was momentarily stunned, quickly spinning her spear to create a solid defensive shield. The shield endured a relentless barrage of attacks from the sword formation. She gritted her teeth, struggling to withstand the overwhelming force. At that moment, Lin Guojing summoned an icy divine beast, which charged towards Xiao Lam with terrifying speed. She couldn't react in time, forced to withdraw her spear. Frozen in place before the blinding light, Xiao Lam quickly raised her hands to shield her face. But a moment later, she gasped in astonishment. Why isn't it attacking us? Her eyes widened in surprise as she stared at the icy creature. Chu Manman gently waved her right hand. The Water Qilin instantly shot forward. Chen Yurong didn't hesitate either. With a flick of her wrist, she unleashed a furious vortex, imbued with the earth-shattering power of the Zhanqing Xian. Both women simultaneously unleashed their full power upon the Jinwu. Xiao Lam was utterly terrified. Frozen in place, she watched as the icy monster opened its razor-sharp jaws and suddenly engulfed her in a thick, icy mist. The Jinwu seemed to sense its master was in danger. It faltered for a split second before being frozen solid by a fatal blow from the 2 women. Chen Yurong exclaimed in surprise. It fainted after just 1 hit? For a guardian beast to suddenly collapse like that, its master's consciousness must be sealed. The Jinwu crumpled to the ground, unconscious. Lin Guojing approached the massive block of ice, looking at Xiao Lam, trapped within with a horrified expression. Suddenly, a small crack appeared on the surface of the ice. Xiao Chen sighed, his brow furrowed with worry. I'm afraid this ice won't hold her for much longer. I hope Zhu Daishan can bring back the herb quickly. Just then, Zhu Daishan came rushing out, shouting, I found it. In his hand, he held the Zi Shui Chao, the miraculous herb everyone was waiting for. Suddenly, Pishio tripped over a rock, sending Zhu Dai Shun tumbling to the ground. The Zi Shui Chao slipped from his grasp. Quick, catch it! Zhu Man cried out in panic, reaching out. Xiao Chan swiftly began chanting a spell, but she immediately yelled, "Don't let the Zi Shui Chao touch the ground. It'll lose all its medicinal properties." Chen Yudong quickly conjured a small whirlwind. The gentle breeze lifted the Zi Shui Chao into the air. Zhu Man stretched out her hand, trying to grab it, but Pishio was faster, snatching the herb in its mouth. Zhu Dai Shan praised, "Truly worthy of your reputation." He affectionately stroked Pishio. "There's only one Zi Shui Chao in this entire vast forest, and you managed to find it. Tonight, you get a juicy roasted lamb leg as a reward." Suddenly, Pai Xiao took a deep breath, absorbing the surrounding spiritual energy. At the same time, the Zi Shui Chao vanished into its mouth. Chu Daishan's jaw dropped, stunned into silence. Qin Yurong cried out in panic. "It ate it. It really ate it." Lin Gui Jing also turned around, his face filled with horror. "It actually ate it." Chu Mang gritted her teeth, fury boiling inside her. Meanwhile, Xiao Chun remained silent, helplessly watching the scene unfold. Her face darkened, seemingly unable to bear the Pai Xiu's stupidity. Rage consumed Chu Daishan. He grabbed Pai Xiu by the neck, shaking it violently. "There's only one Zi Shui Chao in this entire forest, and you swallowed it," he roared. "Spit it out. Spit it out now." Cracks began to appear on the ice, encasing Xiaolong. Seeing the critical situation, Lin Gui Jing yelled, "I'll reinforce the ice seal. We need to quickly take senior sister Xiaolong to find another medicinal herb." Xiao Chun swiftly stepped forward, blocking Chu Daishan, her voice firm. There wasn't a moment to spare. She suddenly raised Pishio high, her sharp eyes fixed on the mythical beast. If it had swallowed the precious elixir, then it would be the only cure for Xiaolong. The ice around Xiaolong grew thicker and more solid. Zhou Daishan collapsed to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "Pishio is my guardian beast, a Jew. If you use it to save Xiaolong, what am I supposed to do? It's the only sacred beast of our entire clan." He wailed desperately, pleading with Lin Gui Jing. "Elder Lin, please save Pishio. It may be greedy, but it doesn't deserve to die." Chen Yurong and Zhou Ming spoke up anxiously. "We can work together to suppress the poison in Xiaolong and buy time to find the purple snow herb." "That's right. Xiao Chun must have another way to save Sister Xiaolong." Lin Gui Jing hesitated, softly calling Xiao Chun. Xiao Chun glanced at him, then silently turned away. A cold, grave voice rang out. "Absolutely not. The Wu Yao's venom is too potent. If we don't administer the antidote in time, Xiao Lam will never wake up." Pai Xiu stuck out its tongue, its face ashen white. "Do you want to watch her die? Or bring back her corpse?" Hearing this, Chen Yurong and Zhu Manmin fell silent, speechless. Lin Gui Jing sighed and sat down beside Zhu Daishan. "Brother Zhu, I can't bear to watch senior sister Xiao Lam have the poison seep into her very bones. This is the only way." Zhu Daishan jumped up, roaring in protest. "Absolutely not. Pai Xiu is my guardian beast. If I can't protect it, how can I still be worthy of being its master?" Hearing this, Pai Xiu burst into tears, wailing miserably and rushing to embrace Zhu Daishan. But Xiao Chun held it back. Zhu Daishan yelled, "Xiao Chun, even if it means risking my life, I will get Pai Xiu back today." Xiao Chun looked at the young man, a mischievous smile playing on her lips. "Oh really? Then let's see who's faster." The two stood facing each other, the air thick with tension, crackling like static electricity. Chu Yueshin bit his lip, his hands clasped in prayer. "Ninth sister, ninth aunt, ninth grandmother, please, I beg you, don't kill my spirit beast. I promise I'll quickly find another medicinal herb to replace it. Please, I implore you." Lin Kuei-jing stepped forward to mediate. "Xiao Chun, don't scare him anymore. Saving a life is the most important thing." Xiao Chun nodded, a gentle smile gracing her lips. "All right." She turned to look at the Pishio, her voice soft. "Look, your master is very worried about you. If you cooperate with me, it will be over quickly." Xiao Chun extended her hand, channeling a stream of energy into the Pishio's body. "Give me the essence, the medicinal power of the purple snow herb within you." Chen Yurong gasped in astonishment. You can do that." Chu Manmin couldn't hide the astonishment on her face. "Although I've known for a long time, that Xiao Chen wasn't an ordinary fox demon. She's far more extraordinary than I ever imagined, far beyond anything I've ever heard." "What exactly is her background?" Lin Kejing reassured Chu Dai-shun. Don't worry. If Xiao Chun says it's all right, then it definitely will be. He looked at Xiao Chun and said with a smile, Three-tailed Xiao Chun can now wield such powerful magic. It's so different from when I first met you. Even though you're focused on using your powers, your eyes are much gentler than before. After retrieving the purple blood herb from the Pishio, she gently tossed it towards Chu Dai-shun. The Pishio hurriedly ran over and nestled itself in Chu Dai-shun's arms. He gently embraced it, his voice soft and comforting. It's okay, it's okay. From now on, I won't let you eat whatever you want anymore. Zhu Yichen's gaze lingered on the Pishio, his eyes filled with unspoken emotions. A single, hot tear silently traced a path down his cheek. He softly vowed to himself after this arduous training, I must constantly refine myself, enhance my cultivation, so I can protect her better. Xiao Chen cautiously held the purple blood herb, slowly approaching the icy block. But Xiao Lam remained motionless, showing no sign of response. Zhu Yichen and Chun Yurong voiced their worries. Why hasn't she woken up yet? Is the purple blood herb's potency insufficient? Xiao Chen glanced at Lin Guijing, then calmly explained. The purple blood herb is a sacred herb of the Wu Yao clan, renowned for its detoxification and mental restoration properties. Wherever the Wu Yao reside, the purple blood herb can be found. However, Xiao Lam has been poisoned for too long. Whether she can awaken or not depends on her own will. Suddenly, a delicate white arm slowly emerged from the ice. A loud cracking sound echoed, and a thick cloud of dust billowed out, engulfing the space. Xiao Lam collapsed onto the ground, gasping for breath, her face etched with exhaustion. She looked around, a mixture of surprise and confusion on her face. Why is there so much ice? Xiao Chen observed her for a moment. Then a relieved smile unconsciously spread across his face. It seems she's all right. Chun Yurong approached Xiao Lam, asking with concern, Senior Sister Xiao Lam, you're finally awake. Xiao Lam furrowed her brows slightly, her face full of doubt. If I remember correctly, we were swallowed by the great fog. What happened? Chu Manman spoke up worriedly. Senior Sister's memories are still stuck at the swamp. What happened after that is a very long story. Zhu Michen rushed over, intending to embrace Xiao Lam, but she coldly slapped him across the face, sending him flying. Zhu Michen held his face, crying out in grievance. Get away, you idiot! Senior Sister, you've wronged me. The scene shifted outside, where Mu Qingtong was standing. She asked anxiously, is there still no movement? Her junior brother replied, Senior Sister Mu, there's still an hour until the appointed time. The flock of birds perched nearby hadn't moved an inch. It seemed they hadn't come out yet. Mu Qingtong frowned, worried. It's been 7 days, I wonder how they are doing. At this moment, Chun Yurong was caught in a dilemma. Clutching her spear tightly, she pleaded, Senior Sister, let's go back. But Xiao Lam adamantly refused. I still need to find the sword seed. Senior Sister Mu said, if we can't find it after 7 days, we have to return. Chun Yurong pleaded urgently. Senior Sister Xia can't break her promise. Xiao Lam abruptly turned around, her eyes blazing with anger. There's still 1 hour left. If you want to go back, feel free. I'm determined to find the sword seed, she gritted her teeth. Xiao Chun, standing outside, calmly said, don't stop her. Just let her go. Chun Yurong looked helplessly at Xiao Chun. Xiao Chun, if you're not going to help me persuade Senior Sister, then fine. But why are you adding fuel to the fire? Xiao Chun smiled, gently persuading Xiao Lam. Xiao Lam, your strength is truly exceptional among your peers. But I'm afraid that sometimes fate cannot be forced. Hearing this, Xiao Lam stopped in her tracks, her hand tightening around her spear. The spear suddenly vanished, leaving Chun Yurong astonished. Xiao Lam sighed, a dejected look on her face, raising a hand as if questioning herself. You're right. Ever since I was little, anything I desired I could hold in my grasp. Her eyes clearly showed her unwillingness to accept this. She glanced back. Yes, I admit at the Great Sword Assembly 3 years ago, Senior Sister Mu Qingtong was chosen by the Sword Seed, bringing back a divine weapon. I truly couldn't accept that. Unexpectedly this time, even Junior Brother was fated to enter the Sword Seed, while I, Lin Kuei-jing, could only offer a wry smile, his face filled with embarrassment. A warm hand rested on Xiao Lam's, a gentle voice comforting her. Senior Sister Xia, Chun Yurong, and Zhu Daishan both spoke up to encourage her. I know you came here for the Sword Seed, but you weren't just seeking fortune for yourself, you were also protecting us. Whenever danger arose, Senior Sister Xia was always the first to charge forward, fighting against the demonic beasts. That's wonderful. Chu Manman nodded slightly in agreement. Senior Sister Xia's sense of responsibility is truly admirable, surpassing even the desire to possess the divine weapon. Without Senior Sister's dedicated care, I fear we would have struggled to safely make it through these past 7 arduous days. Hearing this, Xia Lam seemed to have a weight lifted off her shoulders, breaking into a radiant smile. You're all too kind. It wasn't that big of a deal. Everyone chimed in with their praise, causing Xia Lam to beam. Senior Sister Xia looked so heroic when battling the demonic beast. Senior Sister Xia may seem cold on the outside, but she has a warm heart, always giving her junior brothers the best. I want to become as strong as Senior Sister Xia. Xiao Chen's words took Lin Guijing by surprise. It seems she's finally recovered from the poison. Teasing her won't be a problem anymore. Are you intentionally teasing her again? Xiao Chun turned her head and winked playfully. Brother, you wouldn't want to bring this filth home, would you? I'm just worried about everyone's safety. A shiver ran down Lin Guijing's spine as he recalled the horrifying scene. I really don't want to face Xia Lan ever again. Suddenly, Xiao Chun remembered something and stared at the sword in Lin Guijing's hand. Oh, right. Are you planning to take this sword home with you? Lin Guijing gazed adoringly at the sword, his eyes filled with fascination. Indeed, it's truly captivating. The sentient sword suddenly flew into a rage. You brats, what are you doing? I am the unparalleled Wu Ing Jizun, unrivaled in sharpness, lord of the entire universe, able to pierce through space and sever all things. Hearing this, Xiao Chun chanted a spell, transforming it into a hairpin and attaching it to Lin Guijing's hip. The sword howled in indignation. Turning me into a hairpin. This is an unforgivable humiliation. Xiao Chun leaned in, whispering into Wu Ing Jizun's ear. Outside, it's incredibly crowded and bustling with people. If a supreme divine weapon like you were to suddenly appear, I'm afraid it would cause widespread chaos and shake the entire world. You wouldn't be able to enjoy a peaceful life anymore. You've turned me into this state, and you still talk about peace? Wu Ing Jizun suddenly imagined delicious foods like golden roasted pig, spinning on a spit over a fire, steaming hot octopus balls, and countless other tempting dishes. Noticing his wavering, Xiao Chun cleverly tempted him. You've been sealed for over 3,000 years. You must have no idea how many delicacies and worldly delights now exist in the outside world. From fragrant, crispy waffles and sweet 8 treasure candies to savory braised fish and aromatic whole roasted lamb. Wu Ing Jizun suddenly snapped out of his daydream. Before I was sealed all those years ago, I was merely a pure consciousness, never having tasted anything. Your words can't tempt me. Xiao Chun sighed helplessly, a dejected look on his face. The girl dramatically feigned turning away, a look of theatrical regret on her face. Well then, so be it. Wu Ing Jizun panicked, hastily asking, that thing outside can be eaten? Lin Guijing immediately set a condition. As long as you're obedient, once we're outside, I'll take you to enjoy some delicious food. Agree. High in the vast sky, a large bird soared with outstretched wings, its cries echoing through the air. Xiaolan suddenly recognized it as a Chongtong bird. It's time. Master wants us to return. She turned to look at Xiao Chun and Lin Guijing. Xiao Chun, I see you've grown 3 tails now. Xiao Lan instructed, after we get out, hide your tails. I don't think anyone wants to witness your increased power. Become Lin Guijing's spirit beast. That way you can protect yourself and ensure Lin Guijing's safe arrival at Feng Tian Academy. Xiao Chun smiled and replied, thank you, senior sister, for the reminder. Lin Guijing. Xiaolan suddenly shouted his name, making him jump. Lin Guijing was a little surprised. Xiao Lam looked at him, smiling tenderly. You performed exceptionally well in this training session. Congratulations on obtaining such a powerful divine weapon. But our competition isn't over yet. I won't let you catch up to me so easily. Lin Guijing replied cheerfully, yes, senior sister. I will definitely cultivate diligently and soon. Catch up to senior sister Xiao Lam. Xiao Lam turned around, raised her hand high, and shouted, the trial is over. Let's return. Hu Yao laughed heartily, his face full of satisfaction. Good, Good, very good. Returning safely is the most joyous thing. He looked towards a group of Lin Kuei Jing who had just returned and asked, I heard you encountered a fortuitous opportunity during this trial? Lin Kuei Jing raised the Qing Chi Shou high. Yes, master. Xiao Chun and I accidentally fell into the sword's seed and were fortunate enough to obtain a divine weapon. But now the sword is returned to its original form. Lin Kuei Jing's words made Hu Yuan exclaim in shock. The Xian Yuan sword. Holding the sword, the old man couldn't help but let out a gasp of admiration. What a fine young man. Truly a fine young man. Lin Kuei Jing asked in surprise, Headmaster, do you know the origins of this treasured sword? Hu Yuan stroked his beard, his expression serene, then handed the sword back to him. This sword has chosen you both. It is a blessing from the heavens, a rare stroke of luck. Senior Sister Xia stepped forward, cupping her hands in respectful greeting to the headmaster. Headmaster, disciple seeks leave from Senior Hu Yuan. Senior Sister Mu is organizing the patrol teams to protect the academy. Let's go see if the roster is complete. Hu Yuan smiled and nodded in agreement. All right, you may go. Then, Hu Yuan turned to Lin Kuei Jing. Come, sit down and tell me about what happened at the sword tomb. Lin Kuei Jing smiled and replied, Yes, sir. Outside, two small birds sang cheerfully on a tree branch. Inside, Hu Yuan listened intently, occasionally nodding his head. So that's how it was. Truly a rare opportunity for disciple Lin Kuei Jing. The divine weapon here dares not delay any longer, and humbly requests the dean to further enlighten us on the origins of this treasured sword. Hu Yuan stroked his beard, slowly recounting the tale from ancient times. This sword was the personal weapon of the human emperor Shang Xianjun. After the earth-shattering war 3,600 years ago, it was sealed away by the new emperor Haoyan, hidden during the chaotic Huang era. To celebrate the ascension of the Yellow Emperor Xianyuan, the immortals gathered the essence of Mount Tai Chu and forged this divine weapon, offering it as a tribute. From then on, this sword became a symbol of the human emperor's absolute authority, passed down through generations. Finally, it fell into the hands of Shang Xianjun. Legend has it that he used this sword to inflict suffering upon the world and slaughter the innocent. He murdered countless loyal officials and righteous generals. The blade was stained with the resentment of innocent souls, overflowing with hatred and regarded as a terrifying demonic sword. Xiao Chun, upon hearing this, unconsciously let out a cold smile, causing Lin Gui to stare in astonishment. He squeezed her hand tightly. Xiao Chun spoke up. History is like a fickle woman, fond of embellishment and disguise. Every time a dynasty changes, the new ruler wants to erase all traces of the previous one and then enact their own laws. But who can truly distinguish between righteousness and evil? Xiao Chen looked at Hu Yuan indignantly, questioning, Are we to forever blame Shang Xianjun time and time again like this? Seeing Xiao Chen's displeasure, Hu Yuan became flustered. Lin Gui Jing quickly interjected, Dean, I also find that story to be incredibly unjust. Spreading it only serves to bury the truth. Hu Yuan's eyes lit up. Oh, so you already know the truth of the matter? Lin Gui Jing stammered. Xiao Chun stood up, interrupting. I respected you as a wise and discerning sage, but it turns out you're just a common fool, blinded by ignorance. She glanced at Hu Yuan. I'm tired of listening to these empty words. Make yourselves at home. With that, she opened the door and left the room. Lin Kuei Jing hurriedly called after Xiao Chun. The slamming door startled them both. Xiao Chun muttered angrily, Humans are so stupid. Lin Kuei Jing's face flushed crimson, and he quickly apologized. Dean, I'm truly sorry. Xiao Chun has never been one for human formalities. Let me apologize on her behalf. Hu Yuan laughed heartily. Haha, it's all right. That's the Xiao Chun I know. He walked closer to Lin Kuei Jing. You did the right thing hiding the Xianyuan sword. The young man looked confused. But fate is sometimes just coincidental, or perhaps it's destiny. The burden on your shoulders may be far greater than you imagine. You're thinking too much. Hu Yuan took a jade pendant from his pocket. This jade pendant and mine are a pair. Always keep this jade with you. He handed the jade to Lin Kuei Jing, instructing, If you need me, channel your spiritual energy into this jade pendant. I will know immediately. He questioned Headmaster Hu Yuan about the meaning of this, but Hu Yuan didn't explain, only saying, Follow me. Hu Yuan walked towards the corner of the room. reaching through a barrier and retrieving an ancient scroll. He unfurled the scroll and began to tell Lin Kuei-jing. This is a secret passed down through generations of headmasters of the Fengtian Academy. It not only records history and forbidden knowledge, but also contains an ancient prophecy, a prophecy I never thought would come to pass in my lifetime. Lin Kuei-jing was astonished when he saw the contents within. Hu Yuan held out the scroll and said, "Look closely." It reads, Xin Yuan emerges. The world changes hands. The scene abruptly shifted to the reception hall, where everyone was waving and calling to Lin Kuei-jing. He replied with a warm, friendly smile. Looking around, everyone wore a bright, cheerful expression. It seemed everyone had enjoyed a good night's sleep. Chen Yurong smiled and nodded, softly replying, "Yes, I slept very well." Zhu Daichun saw Lin Kuei-jing approaching and beamed a bright smile. The moment I got back to my room, I crashed on a bed and fell into a dead sleep. I've never felt so relaxed and comfortable. Chen Yurong walked closer to Lin Kuei-jing, asking with concern, "How about you? Did you sleep well?" Lin Kuei-jing hesitated, a blush creeping across his embarrassed face. Memories of last night flooded back. The moment he pressed close to Xiao Chun, their hands intertwined. They slept in each other's arms, wrapped in sweet bliss. Shaking off his wandering thoughts, Lin Kuei-jing suddenly burst out laughing, making Chen Yurong suspicious, sensing something was amiss. She pointed at Xiao Chun, demanding, "Hey, you didn't do anything weird with Lin Kuei-jing, did you?" Xiao Chun immediately grabbed Lin Kuei-jing's hand, causing Chen Yurong to exclaim in exasperation, "Oh, there's so much more to it than you can imagine. You." Zhu Daichun abruptly cut Chen Yurong off, gently pushing her aside. He slung an arm around Lin Kuei-jing's shoulder, his face full of longing. "Ah, Boss Lin, after all those days roughing it in the secret trial realm, I've been craving the famous braised pork knuckle from the Academy's dining hall." Chen Yurong was taken aback by this scene, and Lin Kuei-jing quickly played along. "You got that right. I'm practically dying for some." After Lin Kuei-jing and Zhu Daichun left, Chen Yurong angrily pointed at Xiao Chun. "Well, I'll keep an eye on him." Xiao Chun turned and walked away, replying indifferently, "Sure." Seeing this, Chu Manman came to comfort Chen Yurong. "If you like someone, you should be bold and confess, or you might lose him to someone else." Chu Manman's words made Chen Yurong blush crimson. "Who said I like Lin Kuei-jing? He just grew up in my house. It's my responsibility to take care of him." Chen Yurong's explanations were met with Chu Manman's vigorous headshakes. Turning away, she scoffed, "Everyone in this academy knows you're smitten with him. You're just too stubborn to admit it." Chu Manman's words echoed in Yurong's ears. "Chen Yurong, if you like someone, be bold and confess, or someone else will snatch him away." Yurong lowered her head, cheeks flushed crimson, her heart pounding. "Should I confess my feelings?" Next scene. The alluring aroma of smoked pork hock filled the room, making Chu Ishin gulp audibly, a wide grin spreading across his face. Truly worthy of Fatty Boss's renowned cooking. "I could eat this braised pork hock for a month straight and not get tired of it." Just as he reached for the tempting dish, a voice abruptly cut through the air. "Hold it!" Chu Ishin froze. Turning his head, a man strode forward, declaring loudly, "This dish is mine." Lin Kuei-jing spoke up. "Who are you?" "I am Lei Zinian, the once-in-a-century genius disciple of Feng Tian sect." Lei Zhenyang lifted his chin arrogantly. "So, do you dare to fight me for this food?" Chu Dai-shun let out a bitter laugh. "How could that be? How would we dare fight over food with senior brother Lei?" He looked at him, forcing a smile. "It's just that I ordered this braised pork leg first, right in front of that kind-hearted shopkeeper too." Yet he didn't say a word to remind him. Clearly, senior brother Lei ordered it after me. Witnessing this scene, Lin Kuei, "You dare question me? Besides, senior brother Lei just entered the dining hall. Do you intend to bully the weak and snatch our food?" The whispers of the two disciples behind them caught Lei Zhenyang's attention. "These two brats from Guai Zhenyuan are quite audacious, daring to provoke us from Tu Zhenyuan. Even low-level disciples yield automatically, yet they dare to blatantly rob us." Hearing these words, a sneer crept across Lei Zhenyang's face. Then he burst into a loud laughter, his voice echoing throughout the entire dining hall. He slammed his axe down in front of Zhou Jiechen's tray, startling the young man. Lei Jianyang then hoisted his axe onto his shoulder and said with a laugh, "I already told Fatty to prepare a separate portion for me, but he momentarily forgot and let you two good-for-nothings benefit." Hearing this, a wave of frustration washed over Zhou Daichun. Zhou Daichun suppressed his anger, tolerating Lei Jianyang's arrogance. He forced a polite smile, placed a plate of pig's knuckle on the table, and blurted out, "Ah, it was a misunderstanding. This braised knuckle is specifically for senior brother Lei." He continued. Chu Daishin immediately pulled Lin Guijing away. This action left Lin Guijing puzzled. Why should we give it to him, he wondered. Chu Daishin hastily explained. He's the youngest disciple to reach the nascent soul stage at Qiu Tu Jun Yuan. With a flick of his finger, we'd both be reduced to ashes. Let's go. However, Lei Jianyang wouldn't let them leave so easily. He roared, "Stop." Chu Daishin jumped, turned around, and asked tremblingly, "Senior brother Lei, what further instructions?" Lei Jianyang radiated a chilling aura, glaring at Chu Daishin. "I want you to apologize." Chu Daishin was about to apologize, but Lin Guijing stopped him. "Brother, you don't understand," he said. Lin Guijing stepped forward and slowly explained. Guijin Yuan and Xiujin Yuan both have separate dining areas. Disciples from the two academies rarely interact with each other. May I ask, Senior brother Lei, why are you snatching food from the junior disciples of Guijin Academy? If you enjoy Fatty Chef's cooking, please wait in line patiently. If you're in a hurry, we can give you our portions. It's no problem. He spoke loudly and clearly. But may I ask which rule in Feng Tian Academy's regulation states that lower-ranking disciples must unconditionally yield to higher-ranking disciples? Lei Jianyang smirked contemptuously. You're Lin Guijing, the one who's recently become famous throughout the academy, right? I know you. Lin Guijing frowned in confusion. Lei Jianyang continued his scornful words. A rootless orphan, relying on his connection with the naive and foolish Chen family to even set foot in Feng Tian Academy. Chen Yudong, standing behind, heard this, and her expression showed a hint of surprise. Lei Jianyang pointed at Xiao Chun. I see this is all because this demon is using wicked sorcery to bewitch everyone. Lin Guijing angrily shouted, "What nonsense are you spouting?" Lei Jianyang smirked, a cruel glint in his eyes. Lightning crackled and coalesced around the battle axe in his hand. Lin Guijing, I'm here today to settle the score with you, to eliminate a future threat. The atmosphere instantly became suffocating, tense as a drawn bowstring. Chu Daishin quickly hid behind Lin Guijing, whispering urgently, "Senior brother Lei, the Feng Tian Academy strictly forbids disciples from engaging in private duels." Lei Jianyang scoffed. Your memory is truly abysmal. If there's a conflict between disciples, the rules allow for a fair duel to resolve the matter, to distinguish right from wrong. I don't wish to fight you, brother. But if a fight is unavoidable, let's change the location. He slammed his axe into the ground, sending arcs of lightning spiderwebbing across the room. Cut the crap. I won't give you a chance to escape. Chu Daishin, terrified, huddled behind Lin Guijing, squeaking, "Oh my God, mother!" Lin Guijing was startled to see Xiao Chun. Xiao Chun cast a spell, intercepting Lei Jianyang's attack, and warned, "His lightning magic counters your ice magic. Look out." Lei Jianyang is losing control. His rage escalated. Vanish in my thunderous wrath. His earth-shattering thunder magic engulfed the entire room. Xiao Chun sensed the precarious situation. Grab my hand, Lin Guijing. We have to run. This tactic was sure to turn the entire dining hall upside down. Chu Yichun was still behind them. He was struck by Lei Jianyang's thunder magic. A cry of pain echoing through the air. Lin Guijing suddenly realized something. He immediately reached out towards Chu Yichun, trying to grab him as he was pursued by the relentless lightning. Lin Guijing bravely pushed Chu Yichun out of the way, taking his place. Lin Guijing was hit by the thunder magic. A piercing scream of agony filled the air. Xiao Chun cried out in worry. Guijing. Lin Guijing was sent flying. The situation became incredibly dangerous. Xiao Chun couldn't contain her worry. She quickly channeled her energy and rushed to Lin Guijing's side. Just at that critical moment, Lei Zhenyang's ferocious attack was suddenly blocked. A mysterious energy, combining the girl's power and another's, formed a solid shield. Witnessing this, Lei Zhenyang couldn't hide his astonishment. Xiao Chun rushed over, panicked. Are you hurt? Lin Gui Jing slowly sat up, reassuring her, I'm fine. Suddenly, an old man appeared, shielding Lin Gui Jing protectively. Lei Zhenyang furrowed his brow, suspiciously asking, Who is that old man? Stay out of this, he roared. The old man calmly received Lei Zhenyang's attack, a gentle smile still gracing his lips. Young man, destroying academy property, the old man said softly, requires compensation. Damaging things is a small matter, but harming a fellow student is a grave offense. Lei Zhenyang grew even more suspicious. You dare to block my thunderous myriad armies with your bare hands? The old man still smiled, replying, I've never seen you at Feng Tian Academy before. If you're an outsider causing trouble, such reckless actions will only invite disaster. Just then, Jin Changming entered, his face stern, his voice commanding. What is going on here? Who dares cause such a commotion in the sacred hall of Gui Zhen Academy? His gaze fixed on the old man. Which branch do you belong to? How dare you violate the academy's rules? The old man remained silent, casually crushing Lei Zhenyang's thunderous myriad soldiers' attack with his bare hand. The shocking scene left everyone present wide-eyed and speechless. The thunderous myriad soldiers' technique, with its earth-shattering power capable of destroying the entire sacred hall, was neutralized so effortlessly. The old man turned to Jin Changming and said calmly, It's just some youngsters playing around. A bit boisterous, that's all. Sixth Grandmaster, why are you here? Jin Changming immediately turned and quietly asked a nearby disciple, What happened? Why is Sixth Grandmaster here? The old man smiled and began to explain. I just returned from Dean Hu's place, and my stomach is rumbling. So, I decided to visit the renowned Shan Tang Feng Tian for a delightful meal. I never expected to stumble upon this scene. He turned and fixed Lei Zhenyang with a sharp, authoritative gaze. Young man, is what he said true? Yes. Lei Zhenyang stammered, his voice barely a whisper. Yes, it was just a harmless joke. Jin Changming quickly interjected. This is Master Lu Wuya, a master spellcaster specially invited by the dean to teach. Show some respect. The surrounding disciples began to murmur amongst themselves. After Master Shang Feng's incident, we finally have a replacement. This master possesses profound cultivation, at least at the great completion realm. Lei Zhenyang's face paled. Jin Changming sternly shouted, Lei Zhenyang, don't be arrogant. Cultivation is not just about practicing techniques, but also cultivate your temperament. If you dare cause any more trouble, I will report to clan leader Lei, and he will personally discipline you. Yes. Luo Zhenyang hastily nodded, responding respectfully. He hurriedly walked past Lu Wuya, but before leaving, he turned his head, looking at Lin Kue Jing with a meaningful gaze, and said, Lin Kue Jing, in 1 month, the entrance examination for new disciples of the Tu Zhan Yuan will take place. You've reached the nascent soul stage. You'll certainly participate, right? His suggestive words caused Lin Kue Jing and Xiao Chun to exchange a suspicious glance. Luo Zhenyang smirked. You might be able to fool others, but you won't be able to fool me. As long as I'm still here, you won't easily set foot in the Tu Zhan Yuan. After speaking, he turned and left. The chef walked out, looking at the devastated battlefield, his face ashen. My brand new bluestone steel tiles. Wow. Jin Changming hurriedly consoled him. Don't worry, fatty boss. Those mischievous kids, they don't understand the weight of things. I'll send someone to repair it immediately. But just then, Xiao Chan was secretly using his cultivation technique to heal Lin Kue Jing. Kue Jing healing technique, he murmured softly. The wounds on Lin Kue Jing's body gradually closed and healed. Lu Wunai approached, asking with concern, what happened? Should I call a physician? Xiao Chan shook his head slightly. It's nothing, just want to sew a new set of clothes. Lin Kue Jing smiled and clasped his hands in gratitude. Everything's all right now. Disciple Lin Kue Jing, thank you, master, for saving me. So you're Lin Kue Jing. I've heard of your reputation, truly living up to your name. Lu Wunai looked at him, laughed heartily, and scratched his head, saying, that braised pork leg. Can I have a taste? Zhu Daishan was a bit surprised, but immediately replied, of course. From today onwards, Master Lu and Senior Lin's meal is on me. Let's all head over together. Shu Yueshin called out, "Let's go. Let's grab a bite." Inside the mystical Xian Lin's secret realm, Lu Wuya began to introduce himself. "I am Lu Wuya, and from now on, I will be in charge of teaching the magical arts at the Guizhen Institute. To assess your current abilities, we will conduct a small test." Everyone around started murmuring, "A test? What kind of test will it be? Are we going to have to copy down magical incantations again? I haven't touched a book in ages. Or maybe it's a formation test." Lu Wuya continued, "You can freely divide yourselves into 2 groups and begin practical training." Chen Yurong and Shu Yueshin naturally chose to be in Lin Guijing's group. "Senior Lin, we're with you. Wherever you go, we follow." Another group approached, one of them asking Lin Guijing, "Can we team up with you?" Lu Xiaochun remained silent, offering no response. A few people voiced their discontent, saying, "Master, this division isn't fair. That group was already too large." Lu Wu and I smiled and asked, "And so, does anyone want to switch to a smaller group to balance the numbers?" Chu Daishun let out a scoff. "Master Lu said we could form groups freely. He didn't force an even split. If no one wants to switch, let's begin." The master signaled to start. Lu Wu and I waved his hand, and a spatial gate suddenly appeared. "This is the trial space. Successfully navigate all the stages within, and you will succeed." He gestured towards Lin Guijing's group. "We'll start with the largest group first." Lin Guijing took the lead and entered. Xiao Chun and the rest of the group followed, stepping into the space one after another. This special trial. Once Lin Guijing's group had fully entered the trial space, the surrounding scenery seemed no different from outside the gate. Suddenly, rustling sounds emerged from the dense thicket, drawing everyone's attention. "What's that noise?" From the shadows, a gigantic spider abruptly appeared, terrifying the entire group. The person watching from the outside monitor exclaimed in shock, "That's a wolf spider, an extremely dangerous species." The aggressive spider spewed a stream of deadly venom, and one member of the group became its unfortunate target. He trembled, raising his hand, attempting to counterattack with Xianbing technique, but the magic seemed ineffective. Why? Why isn't it working? Panic seized him, and he was instantly ensnared by the wolf spider's hairy legs. Those observing from outside were horrified. "Thank goodness we didn't choose that group. Are you stupid? In just a few minutes, we'll be spider food too." A worried disciple ran to Lu Wunai and asked, "Master Lu, a disciple has been killed by the wolf spider. Aren't you worried that the dean will hold us responsible? This is the trial training that the headmaster has approved it. You think you can hide under the protection of the Fengtian Academy for your entire life?" Lu Wuqian bellowed sternly. "Compared to life-or-death battles with demonic beasts, this is nothing, not even a tenth as challenging." His sharp words made the disciple tremble, retreating step by step. Taking advantage of Lu Wuqian's momentary distraction, he attempted to slip away. But in a flash, Lu Wuqian appeared, blocking his path. "And master, I need to relieve myself." Lu Wuqian looked at him coldly. "So urgent? Then go with your Group 1 senior brothers." The disciple hastily refused, his face contorted as if he were about to cry. "And no, it's not urgent anymore." In the nick of time, a powerful surge of internal energy appeared, intercepting a venomous spider about to strike. A disciple cultivating Xianbing technique, Lin Guijing, arrived just in time, saving him. The other disciple was immensely grateful. "Go quickly. I'm incredibly grateful to you." Meanwhile, Zhu Manman was facing a ferocious wolf spider alone. Her gaze was resolute, intensely focused on the terrifying beast before her. Another disciple, seizing the opportunity, quietly retreated from the fight. Manman immediately summoned her divine Qilin beast and charged towards the wolf spider. Meanwhile, Xiao Chun and Lin Guijing stood back to back, discussing their strategy. Although the wolf spider's strength is on par with the nascent soul stage, it's still a notch below a contracted beast. With your abilities, dealing with one shouldn't be difficult. But the sheer number of wolf spiders is overwhelming, and our disciples are suffering casualties everywhere. They could easily be picked off one by one. Suddenly, an idea struck Lin Guijing. "I've got it." He immediately unleashed his cultivation technique, creating a fortified defensive base out of ice, and yelled, "Everyone, quickly retreat in here." Thanks to Zhu Manman's valiant support, the disciples retreated into the safety of the base one after another. Meanwhile, Chen Yurong and Zhu Daishan were fiercely battling a pack of ferocious wolf spiders. Chen Yurong exclaimed in astonishment. Your spirit beast? It's evolved to such a perfect state? Zhu Daishan replied smugly. I may be unworthy, but I am a descendant of the prestigious Zhu family. My spirit beast is naturally top-notch. I'm not content to always be a rookie hiding behind Boss Lin anymore. I also want to become. Before he could finish his sentence, Zhu Daishan was suddenly ensnared by a wolf spider's web, completely immobilizing him. He cried out in pain. Yurong, help me. I'm terrified of spider webs. Lin Kuei Jing continued to provide support for his fellow disciples. Xiao Chun yelled quickly into the ice house. Everyone finally found safe haven inside the icy building. However, they were completely surrounded by a swarm of red spiders. Lu Wunai stood outside, thinking to himself, how interesting. Inside the cave, the disciples trembled, clutching each other's hands in fear. What should they do? We're going to become food for those monstrous spiders. Lin Kuei Jing, worried, turned to Xiao Chun with a pleading look. Xiao Chun, is there any way? Xiao Chun smiled confidently. No problem. She closed her eyes slightly, her body moving gracefully as if dancing, mystical energies beginning to gather around her. Charm technique. Her hands emitted a dazzling light, her slender legs moving rhythmically, flowing like water and drifting like clouds. An irresistible allure, a mesmerizing beauty radiated from her, causing the surrounding disciples to feel lost in a dream, immersed in an irresistible enchantment. Xiao Chun gracefully advanced towards the pack of ferocious wolf spiders, and these fearsome beasts were instantly subdued by her, becoming as docile as puppies. She sighed, her face showing exhaustion, one hand resting on her hip. Chen Yurong questioned, why didn't you use this technique sooner? Chu Daishan couldn't hide his admiration. Xiao Chun, you are truly remarkable. But if you had acted earlier, many fellow disciples wouldn't have died needlessly. Lin Kuei Jing hastily explained, this is an extremely dangerous technique. If used when everyone is in the midst of battle, the entire group will be negatively impacted. Chen Yurong furrowed her brows, her gaze filled with annoyance as she looked at the disciples lost in their stupor. Xiao Chun thought to herself, if they were amidst the wolf spiders right now, they'd be nothing more than easy prey. She addressed Lu Wuji, her master. The wolf spiders have lost their fighting spirit. Does this mean we've passed this trial? Lu Wuji shook his head, curtly replying no. When they awaken, they will become an immeasurable threat. The only solution is to exterminate them, leaving none alive. Both Zhu Daishan and Chen Yurong wore expressions of astonishment. Kill them all? How could we? Lu Wuji let out a cold, sinister laugh. The trial only ends when all threats are completely eliminated. Chu Mengmeng and Chen Yurong both hesitated, uncertainty clouding their faces. But then Chen Yurong told herself it was true. Too many fellow disciples had lost their lives to these cursed wolf spiders. She had to avenge them, to seek justice. Zhu Daishan remained hesitant, his heart heavy with anxiety. But now, they were like fish on a chopping block, simply awaiting their fate. Should we consider? Chu Manman immediately cut him off. Don't waste any more time. This enchantment won't last forever. Do you really want to face a horde of spiders at their peak strength? Lin Kuei-jing suddenly stepped forward. Hold on. He turned to Lu Warren, their respected master. If we can completely eliminate the threat within this barrier, would that be considered passing the trial? Exactly. Lin Kuei-jing clasped his hands, confidently declaring, Master, I have a solution. We don't need to kill the wolf spiders to eliminate all danger here. Everyone was astonished by Lin Kuei-jing's declaration. Immediately after, Lin Kuei-jing posed a question. What is the core principle of Fengtian Academy? Everyone offered their answers one by one. Chen Yurong answered, humans and demonic beasts. Chu Manman continued, should treat each other with sincerity. Finally, Zhu Yesan affirmed, coexist in peace. Lin Kuei-jing nodded, his eyes flashing with determination. Although the secret realm is a place for the Academy's students to train and be tested, it's also where they can form contracts with spirit beasts and gain real-world combat experience. I've never seen any record in the Academy's history of disciples slaughtering spirit beasts indiscriminately just for cultivation purposes. Chen Yurong suddenly remembered something. That's right. Human society has its own rules, and so do spirit beasts. When training in the secret realm, the Academy's disciples must follow the laws of nature, maintaining the balance between the two worlds. How can an entire race be massacred just for a trial? Zhu Daishun stepped forward, puzzled. But right now, both sides are facing each other in a life-or-death battle. When they wake up, we can't reason with each one individually, can we? Lin Kuei-jing smiled and nodded slightly. Maybe a way could work. Zhu Daishin couldn't believe his ears. That's crazy. Has Elder Ling gone mad? Has he been addled by those spiders? Lu Wuya immediately cut him off. The barrier I've created will only hold for the time it takes an incense stick to burn. After that, it will automatically expand. When the spider swarm emerges, it will become a trial by fire for both groups. The second group roared in fury. Lin Kuei-jing, at a time like this, you still spout nonsense about mercy? Quickly exterminate those vile creatures. In this chaotic situation, we must kill the Spider Queen first. The disciple who had initially intended to flee also chimed in, instigating further. Lin Kuei-jing, stop pretending to be righteous. You're jeopardizing everyone's lives. That's right. Act quickly. What are you waiting for? Just then, the wolf spiders began to stir. Chun Yurong cried out in terror. We're doomed. Those wolf spiders are moving. The bewitchment spell is wearing off. Chu Manman urged. Lin Kuei-jing, if you have a solution, speak now. Lin Kuei-jing turned to Xiao Chun and said apologetically, Xiao Chun, I'm sorry. I need to temporarily raise my cultivation level to the nascent soul stage. I need your help. Xiao Chun nodded slightly. Understood. I will elevate my realm, surpass even the wolf spiders. Lin Kuei-jing gently wrapped his arms around Xiao Chen's waist, their lips locking in a passionate kiss. Everyone around them was stunned. Chun Yurong was completely speechless, frozen like a statue. As expected of Boss Lin, truly impressive. Group 2 watched from afar, filled with both envy and admiration. I can't believe that just happened. I want that too. My heart is broken. After the passionate kiss, Lin Kuei-jing's heart glowed brightly, his entire body seemingly enveloped in a mysterious energy. Both of them radiated a powerful, earth-shattering aura. Lin Kuei-jing extended his hand, his determined eyes filled with resolve. Let me try to reason with these wolf spiders. He walked straight into the midst of the encircling wolf spiders, calmly observing, searching for his target. Suddenly, he was startled to notice a wolf spider with a completely different appearance, a colossal creature with a turquoise body. Lin Kuei-jing stood before it, his expression calm, and softly said, I've finally found you, Queen of the Wolf Spiders. He closed his eyes and murmured an incantation. With my blood, I bind your soul. Xiao Chun remained indifferent, but Zhu Daishun was utterly astonished. Boss Lin, is he going to make a contract with that giant spider? Doesn't he already have Xiao Chun? How can he form a contract with another spirit beast? Chu Mengmeng quickly explained. When a cultivator reaches the soul formation stage, they can form contracts with multiple spirit beasts. However, having multiple spirit beasts divides the master's spiritual energy. So most cultivators only contract and cultivate with one destined spirit beast. Lin Kuei-jing bit his fingertip, letting the blood flow. The energy from his blood seeped into the Spider Queen's body. A brilliant red circle appeared, encircling them both. With our blood, let us forge an eternal pact. Lin Kuei-jing approached, gently placing his hand on the Spider Queen's body. A deep, resonant voice echoed. Our souls intertwine, sharing joy and sorrow. In that very moment, the Spider Queen suddenly froze. A surge of potent, overwhelming energy radiated from her. Lin Kuei-jing exclaimed excitedly, the pact is sealed. In a flash, the Spider Queen transformed into a breathtaking beauty. With shimmering azure hair, soft as silk. Her figure was curvaceous and alluring, her face radiant with joy. The sensation of becoming human filled her with ecstasy. When Chu Daishun saw the Spider Queen's exquisite beauty, he couldn't help but erupt in a nosebleed. Those around them gasped in astonishment. Whoa! The spider demon transformed into a stunning woman. The Spider Queen immediately knelt, respectfully declaring, this servant greets her master. Thanks to master's abundant spiritual energy, this servant has luckily broken through her cultivation realm, ascending to the divine transformation stage. Her face radiated pure joy and overwhelming happiness. Master is like my reborn parents. Lin Kuei-jing hurriedly extended his hand, a flustered expression on his face, and softly said to the queen, you are too kind, your majesty. He explained, I formed this contract with you only to prevent the spread of carnage. I hope your majesty will forgive me. He held her hand, continuing with sincerity. If your majesty would lead the wolf spiders back to your territory and cease harassing the disciples of the Feng Tian Academy, I will immediately dissolve the contract and return your freedom. Hearing this, the wolf spider queen immediately protested. No, no, no. I absolutely do not want to leave, master. My children also belong to master. Chen Yurong was furious, grinding her teeth. Why is there another one? Lin Xiaochun stood outside, a displeased expression on his face, and said to Lin Kuei-jing, she must have sensed the heavenly spiritual root and the exquisite spiritual body on him. Your heart's desire is only to cling to you. She should be overjoyed. Why would she demand freedom? The Spider Queen immediately grabbed the hem of Lin Kuei-jing's robe, throwing herself into his arms, and resolutely declared, this servant is willing to live as Master's spider and die as Master's ghost. I will absolutely not break the contract. Those around them watched the scene with envious sighs. Lin Kuei-jing is so lucky. He's formed a contract with another humanoid beast. That sly fox must have planned this all along. That's why he didn't annihilate all the spiders. Lu Wei smiled smugly. The first group had passed the trial. The gate was now wide open. The queen excitedly linked arms with Lin Kuei-jing and walked out, but not before turning back to instruct her brethren. Return and focus on your cultivation. I'll return to check on your progress later. Lin Kuei-jing whispered into Xiao Chen's ear, but she completely ignored him. Xiao Chen, please help me reason with her. Xiao Chun coldly replied, you made this mess, you clean it up. Lu Wu Nai observed Lin Kuei-jing, thinking to himself, Lin Kuei-jing, if it were you, how would you have handled that perilous situation, under immense pressure and imminent danger? Instead of resorting to killing in self-defense, you chose to form a pact. Interesting. All right, the second group, prepare to begin the trial. Wait, something unexpected made Lu Wu Nai pause. Lin Kuei-jing stepped forward and respectfully asked, Master Lu, this disciple has a question. Earlier, during the fight with the spider wolves, many disciples were severely injured. Some even lost their lives. How should we explain this? Lu Wu Nai calmly replied, those useless individuals are currently receiving treatment at the medical pavilion. You all may rest for a few days. This is the penalty for those whose skills are still lacking. The elders suddenly turned around and added, all right, you will continue to participate in Group 2's trial. Lin Kuei-jing exclaimed in astonishment. What? Chen Yurong abruptly stood up and defended him. Sixth elder, please reconsider. Lin Kuei-jing clearly completed the trial excellently. So why do you still want him to join Group 2? The people in Group 2 immediately voiced their strong objections. Sixth elder has decided. You just need to obey. Who are you to interfere in Lin Kuei-jing's affairs? Busybody. Exactly. The group division was unfair from the start. Our group has fewer people. It's only natural to supplement us with more manpower. Lu Wuya remained silent, not saying a word. Seeing this, the people in Group 2 became even more aggressive, leaving Chun Yurong speechless. Lin Kuei-jing couldn't just stand by and watch Group 2 bully his group. We're being forced like this. Don't you think it's unfair? However, in the end, Lin Kuei-jing agreed, which greatly pleased Lu Wuya. Good, I'm pleased you volunteered for Group 2's test. Excellent. The man praised, then swiftly threw open the gate. This time, before them lay a gloomy cave, shrouded in darkness. He turned to Group 2, commanding curtly, enter. Lin Kuei-jing nodded in agreement. He bid farewell to Chen Yurong and the others, and stepped towards the awaiting challenge. Lin Kuei-jing, take care. Zhu Daishun and Zhu Mangmang said in unison. Boss Lin, be careful. Safe travels. Return safely. Lin Kuei-jing turned back, flashing a confident smile. Don't worry, I'll be back soon. The moment he stepped into the pitch-black cave, the gate behind him slammed shut. Group 2 was bewildered. How is this different from Group 1's? Where are we? It's pitch black. I can't see anything. 3 separate paths appeared within the cave. Lin Kuei-jing frowned. Tunnels. Trembling, the two huddled together in fear. Lu Wuqi began to announce the contents of the trial. Within 1 hour, anyone who finds their way out of the show palace will successfully pass this test. Anyone who exceeds the time limit will be imprisoned here forever. Everyone, observe carefully and start the timer. Suddenly, Lin Kuei-jing noticed something unusual. He looked back, but couldn't see any sign of his companions. Xiao Chun broke the silence. Perhaps they've been teleported randomly to another location within this Xiao palace. Suddenly, Xiao Chun gasped in alarm. The wolf addiction queen reacted similarly. Lin Kuei Jing quickly turned and asked, "Can you two guess what kind of beast this is?" Wolf spiders usually reside in dark caves. They prefer dark and complex environments, but I'm not familiar with the strange aura of this Xiao palace. It's unusual. There's no scent of any beast at all. The wolf addiction queen replied. Xiao Chen nodded in agreement. Yes, this aura is incredibly mixed, somewhat faint, but I can still sense an incredibly strong, invisible pressure, although I can't pinpoint its origin. Lin Kuei Jing pondered. So, which path should we choose? The young man looked towards the queen. If your majesty is familiar with the terrain here, why don't we let you make the decision? After all, your majesty's opinion is surely trustworthy. The queen pointed straight ahead. We'll take the middle path. The demonic beast's aura there seems rather weak, and the wind is a bit stronger, she explained. Lin Kuei Jing nodded in agreement. All right, we'll take the middle path. Time passed quietly. Half an hour had gone by since they started. The queen began to show signs of impatience. We've been walking for half an hour. I didn't expect this Gong Xiao to be so vast. Even I haven't found the way out yet, she said with a hint of worry in her voice. Don't worry, we still have time. Lin Kuei Jing reassured her. He frowned, a puzzled look on his face. Don't you find it strange? Along the way, I've been hearing the roars of demonic beasts, but I haven't seen a single one. The queen chuckled softly. Perhaps they're afraid of my aura and Xiao Chen's, so they don't dare to approach us? Suddenly, a figure emerged from a dark corner. Lin Kuei Jing immediately became alert. Someone's there. As Xiao Chun and Nu Wang cautiously approached, they whispered, Master, please be careful. Danger is imminent. Outside the 6 paths of perdition, the old man also sensed the anomaly. He quickly opened his eyes, his face etched with worry. Something's wrong. A foul presence has entered. A pair of wicked feet slowly stepped forward, leaving behind a trail of corpses piled up in front of the shop. Lin Kuei Jing was utterly horrified, gasping in fear. What in the world happened here? Nu Wang grimaced in disgust. This is horrifying. Xiao Chun spoke in a low voice, explaining. This is Een Beast, a type of demon that often lurks in dark, dense forests. They lure humans by amplifying the fear within their minds, then devour the souls of the unfortunate. A terrifying pressure suddenly radiated outwards, leaving the 3 of them dizzy and disoriented. Lin Kuei Jing, Xiao Chun, and Nu Wang were all assaulted by the immense pressure, the pain feeling like their bodies were being torn apart. Nu Wang could no longer endure it, collapsing to the ground, clutching her head, and screaming in agony. No, stay away from me. Xiao Chun gently placed a hand on Lin Kuei Jing's shoulder, her voice soft but firm. This is the Dharma Heart technique. Quickly recite the calm heart mantra. She immediately channeled her energy, attempting to use the charm all beings technique. A mysterious energy radiated outwards, but the shadow beast seemed completely unaffected. Xiao Chun gasped in astonishment. Impossible. How can it resist my charm technique? Suddenly, a shadowy hand reached out from the void, striking directly at Lin Kuei Jing. In a split second, with danger imminent, he yelled, Mystic Ice Shield. A thin sheet of ice, delicate as a cicada's wing, instantly materialized, temporarily blocking the fatal blow. However, terrifying cracks began to spiderweb across the fragile ice barrier. The figures surged forward through the widening fissures, radiating a menacing aura. Their leader spoke, Lin Kuei Jing, if you hand over the Xianyuan sword, I can spare a few of their lives. Lin Kuei Jing remained defiant, his voice booming. I don't know what you're talking about. Release the Feng Tian sect disciples immediately. Otherwise, I will show no mercy. The leader's eyes widened in surprise. He growled, even if you refuse to talk, but couldn't hide the terror in its eyes. I am well acquainted with the taste of fear. It coldly declared, no matter, I will take it myself. Unease flooded Lin Kuei Jing's heart. Noticing his barely concealed worry, Xiao Chun gently placed a hand on Kuei Jing's shoulder, comforting him. Kuei Jing, don't worry too much. The Xianyuan sword can eliminate all the demons and monsters in this world. Now is the time for its power. But Kuei Jing suddenly looked towards his fellow disciples. Worry etched on his face. Our senior brothers, are they still alive? Xiao Chun continued to reassure Kuei Jing. The guardian beast is immune to my magic. Right now, only the Xianyuan sword can save them. Furthermore, Lu Wunyan once said that There's a protective mechanism within this barrier. If the disciples' lives are in danger, they will be instantly transported to the medicine hut. Despite Xiao Qin's words, Lin Gui Jing remained hesitant, but then he tightened his grip on the sword in his hand. I understand your resolve. That demonic beast is controlling the bodies and powers of the disciples. If those puppets disappear, its power will surely weaken. Close your eyes and summon the Xianyuan sword. The demonic beast's eyes widened in terror. At the same time, all 6 martial arts sects heard the call of the divine sword. He suddenly remembered the prophecy. When the Xianyuan appears, the world will change hands. Gui Jing immediately grasped the Xianyuan sword, emanating an overwhelming, earth-shattering aura. His face was filled with proud confidence. The monster stuck out its long tongue and roared. After 1,000 years, the divine weapon remains as magnificent as ever, truly awe-inspiring. Xiao Chan beside him confidently replied, "What a pity, after all these years in hiding, it's brought out to deal with hideous and disgusting evil demons like you." As soon as the words left his mouth, the monster became even more enraged. Unleashing a torrent of dark, sinister, demonic energy, he engulfed the space. Countless grotesque, ghostly hands reached out from the shadows. He condensed a pitch-black sphere of demonic energy, preparing to unleash a devastating attack. But the terrifying attack was intercepted by a sharp sword strike. As the blade was about to strike the monster's body, suddenly his senior brother was sucked inside, a scream echoing out, "I don't want to die." Gui Jing was frozen in place, stunned by the horrific scene. Ignoring the pleas, the desperate cries of his fellow disciples, the monster taunted him. "You don't dare to strike? Coward!" It seized the opportunity to launch a fierce, brutal attack. But Gui Jing swiftly dodged, escaping the danger. Seeing this, Xiao Tan shouted at him, "Don't be distracted. All of this is just an illusion. These disciples have had their minds controlled. They have no free will left." She immediately unleashed a surge of green energy, enveloping herself, confidently declaring, "Let me show you." In the next moment, he snapped out of the illusion, back to reality. His fellow disciples roared, demanding his life. They all wanted him eliminated. Not a single plea for mercy was heard. With nothing left to hold him back, Gui Jing gripped the Xianyuan sword tightly, unleashing earth-shattering power. A powerful, ferocious strike aimed straight for the monster. Boom! A thunderous explosion rocked the entire space. But just then, Xiao Chun spoke. "See it now? They're filled with murderous intent towards you, showing no mercy whatsoever." He turned and asked, "What should we do then?" He's manipulating the Academy's disciples for his own gain, relentlessly attacking. If this continues, our fellow disciples will be hurt. The demonic beast relies on releasing evil energy to control these puppets. It seems there's only one way to save everyone, and that's to sever its head and cut off its source of demonic power. He nodded in agreement. With steely resolve, he vowed to destroy the hideous monster. Xiao Chun then approached Renjun, pointed at her, and asked, "Are you awake now? If you are, then take this opportunity to escape quickly." Suddenly, she opened her eyes, licked her lips mischievously, and replied, "Why should I run?" In an instant, Renjun unleashed a thick web, taking Xiao Chun by surprise. Meanwhile, he was still fiercely battling the monster. With a powerful surge, he brandished the Xianyuan sword and lunged forward to attack. But the demon showed no fear, stubbornly resisting each blow. Just then, Renjun's web ensnared the monster's legs, immobilizing it completely. Trapped and helpless, it took the full brunt of Xiao Chen's fatal attack. A horrifying scream pierced the air. Beside them, Renjun, with a hungry look in her eyes, commanded her spiderlings to swarm the monster. It panicked wildly, its agonizing cries echoing relentless. The monster's massive form lay helpless on the ground. Seizing the opportunity, the young man raised his hand and began to chant. Immediately after, the Xianyuan sword radiated a powerful energy, enveloping his body. Witnessing this scene from the sidelines, the old master gasped in astonishment and exclaimed, "This is the Tianyin sword formation." In a flash, an earth-shattering thunderous power was unleashed by the young man. The old man watched, stroking his beard, and praised, "This immortal is more interesting than I imagined." Following the trajectory of a young man's sword, a colossal golden serpent lunged forward, attacking the monster. It constricted the monster tightly, inflicting countless wounds and forcing a pained roar from its throat. Witnessing this, the Spider King furrowed his brow, his face contorted in rage. "My poison blade can't pierce you." He glared at the grotesque monster and snarled, "Just cutting off your legs is too lenient." In a flash, she unleashed a sharp sword strike, severing the monster's legs. The monster recoiled in terror, its entire body trembling violently. Xiao Chen's face turned coldly frightening. A fatal blow pierced through its chest. "I'm truly sorry. I just didn't want the Shadow Guard to take any risks. But it seems you were deceived as well, weren't you?" Jing Gui hurriedly rushed over to question her. "You told me to distract the Yin Beast, but then you attacked it yourself?" Xiao Chun turned around, placing a finger to her lips in a silencing gesture. Then, she directly ripped out the monster's heart. The dying monster stammered, What are you doing?" Xiao Chun held its heart in her hand and replied, "Evil thoughts, desires, and evil thoughts. Born from the heart, coalesce in Een and forge these beasts. To kill a Een beast." With that, she instantly crushed the heart. The monster's agonizing scream echoed, but quickly faded into silence. At that very moment, all the disciples were freed, returning to the outside world. They staggered to their feet, disoriented and confused as to why they were there. Watching the Spider King deep in thought, a look of suspicion on his face. Li Qingqiu exclaimed, "As I suspected, it was a conspiracy." With that, she quickly pressed her ample bosom against his arm, her voice as smooth as silk. "Master, I have just completed an incredibly difficult and dangerous task, and now my body is exhausted. Do you know what my delicate jade-like feet have endured?" She put on a pitiful expression, moaning softly. Even the slightest touch sends a sharp pain through them. Not stopping there, she brought a hand to her chest, striking a seductive pose, and continued her tale. "And those terrifying spiders, my children, they sacrificed themselves in the recent battle. It breaks my heart." She grasped his hand, guiding it towards her full, snow-white breasts, whining, "Even now, there's still a lingering ache here." Overwhelmed by her forwardness, he could only break out in a cold sweat, thinking to himself, "She's incredibly bold." "Whoa there, buddy. The missus is still here. Here, have this elixir. I still have some heart-replenishing pills that senior sister Xia gave me earlier. Here, give this to her." He then quickly vanished. Kuei Jing immediately turned to check on Xiao Chun. Nian Yin watched with envy, thinking, "You lucky dog, you don't even know how good you have it." But Xiao Chun took his hand and said, "Aren't you still here with me? It was just a sneak attack, nothing serious." She then gently licked the bleeding wound on his finger. Kuei Jing blushed at the gesture. "Does it still hurt?" she asked. The innocent young man felt his heart flutter, like he was floating on cloud 9. Just then, their master arrived with Yuro. He applauded th. Witnessing this, the young man respectfully greeted the 6 masters. However, Xiao Chun, standing beside him, looked doubtful and spoke up. "This is just a small trial for a direct disciple. Yet was able to summon a Een beast of such high level. The 6 masters are truly too generous." One of the masters quickly explained, "This trial is just a simple maze formation. The Een beast's intrusion into the trial area was merely a random coincidence. We will investigate this matter further, and then provide everyone with a satisfactory explanation." Yu Rong worriedly continued, "That Een beast didn't injure brother, did it? Just now, it really scared me to death." Yi Chun then playfully slung an arm around the young man's shoulder, boastfully saying, "Brother, even bragging has its limits. Just now, when that sword technique was executed, your handsome aura almost caught up to mine." The young man could only say in exasperation, "Can you shut up?" Meng Meng guessed that the Xian Yuan sword, having just emerged, was being pursued by the Een beast all the way to the academy to be seized. This situation was sure to attract a lot of attention. Xiao Chen nodded in agreement with this speculation. Meng Meng was suspicious, wondering if there was something wrong with this 6th master. But Xiao Chun just shook her head, saying nothing more. Suddenly, she seemed to sense something unusual and immediately turned around. A loud explosion rang out, shaking the ground. At the training grounds, panicked birds scattered in search of cover. Afterwards, Xiao Chun simply said that she was too tired and wanted to go back to rest, revealing nothing more. They both returned to the academy together. Meanwhile, behind the great mountain, a sinister voice echoed, "That good-for-nothing Een beast is truly incompetent." Moments later, everyone, returned to the Guasian Academy with a triumphant air. A group of disciples chattered excitedly. I heard that this time the second stage disciple, single-handedly fought the beast and rescued more than 10 fellow disciples. One person? What in the world is going on? Two stunning beauties surrounding him. Are they just there for show? Zhu Yichun is showing off again. This time, we'll make a name for ourselves in one fell swoop. The boss just signed a contract with a beautiful beast. Talk about double happiness. Yurong said jealously, beautiful? Beautiful where? Beautiful where? Isn't she just a vixen seducing others? Meanwhile, Zhizhu snuggled up to Xiao Chun, exuding an alluring charm. This little sister really knows how to flatter her master. Do you want to experience my allure? This further enraged Madame Chun, who rushed forward to confront them. I know you're wicked. Guiying, break the contract with me now, or else I will. You shameless hussy. But Zhizhu didn't flinch. Outmatched, the two were about to brawl over their shared lover. Fortunately, Yi Shun and Meng Meng arrived just in time to prevent the tragedy. While Gui Jing was strolling hand in hand with Xiao Chun, as they passed by the pharmacy, a man suddenly rushed out. Luckily, Gui Jing reacted swiftly and dodged, only getting his clothes slightly soiled. From inside, a woman in green emerged. She was Yao Yimeng, the medicine practitioner. She said to Xian, "Your martial brother hasn't woken up yet. He needs someone to look after him. Why did you run out here?" The man turned and questioned Gui Jing accusingly. He was clearly the one who caused today's incident. Now my martial brother's spiritual root is completely destroyed, and he's still unconscious inside. How can he act as if nothing happened? This enraged Xiao Chun. Who are you talking about? He widened his eyes and shouted. I heard everything. There's a yin. A ferocious beast infiltrated the training grounds, intent on stealing your Xian Yuan sword. This resulted in all the second stage disciples in your group being injured. Xiao Chun calmly replied. They were all consumed by the Yin beast's evil energy, transformed into mindless puppets. If Lin Kuei-ing hadn't intervened in time, I fear the Yin beast would have torn them to shreds. He refused to believe it, clutching his face and roaring in fury. My younger brother is the most talented disciple the Xian family has seen in a century. He is the future head of our Xian family. And now, he lies unconscious in the infirmary, his spiritual root being slowly devoured. And yet you dare to so brazenly twist the truth. He furiously summoned his guardian beast, unleashing a fierce blaze aimed directly at Kuei-ing. But the flames couldn't harm him. With lightning speed, the young man cast an ice spell, halting the raging flames. Xiao Chun smiled sinisterly. His massive hand clenched around the falling beast. Veins bulged on the other man's face. A crimson gleam appeared in his eyes. You fox demon, if you dare harm my guardian beast, I will have you and that Lin boy expelled from the academy. Feng Tian. The elder immediately roared, scolding him for his disrespect. She hastily spoke up to explain. Among the injured students today, Junior Xian was critically injured and unconscious. From now on, he will be unable to continue cultivate. He was too distraught. That's why he acted that way. Gui Jing cupped his hands in greeting. Senior Xian, the 6 venerables have already pledged to investigate the origin of the Yin beast. By then, the academy will surely provide a satisfactory explanation for everyone. He spat out contemptuously. Explain yourselves. Why would you cripple your own spiritual roots? Compensation to Xian, he for reconciliation. That's the most reasonable explanation. Xiao Chen's face flushed with anger. Even if someone is to be held accountable for the demonic invasion of the trial grounds, it's due to Lu Wu Nai's incompetence insecurity. If that pearl has addled your brain, then I'll gladly help you sober up. A powerful surge of energy erupted from her, sending him and the demonic beast into agonizing screams. He frantically unleashed a barrage of black feathers, using shadow movement to escape, but was intercepted by Master Lu. He sternly questioned, "You're a third-rank disciple of Xian Wu's Gui Jin Institute?" Holding up a black feather, he asked, "Is this your demonic beast?" Terror filled the man's face as he shrieked, "Zhu Xian, run!" But in a flash, Master Lu obliterated the demonic beast. Witnessing this, the man roared in fury. Zhu Xian then glared at Master Lu with burning hatred. You dared kill my demonic beast?" He calmly replied, "I'm truly sorry. When your Hua Bu devoured me, It absorbed all of the yuan hua ji yin of the Ling zone within my body, causing my body to explode and leading to my death. The other man angrily shouted, I won't do what you want anymore. Even my guardian beast is dead. The sixth master then spoke up. I know you're worried about your younger brother's injuries. After the Yin beast invaded the trial grounds, I set up an additional Fu Hun Qian Jiazhen formation to reinforce the barrier. Hearing the name of this formation, everyone was astonished. This kind of grand protective formation has been lost for ages. You mean you used it to mitigate the damage to the youngsters in the trial area? The other man roared, I don't understand what you're saying. Gue Jing reassured Xiang Shaochun. He just lost his spirit beast, so his mind is probably in turmoil. Let's rewind time a bit and entrust this matter entirely to the 6 esteemed masters. She replied that, if that were the case, she respectfully requested the 6 wise masters to swiftly investigate the truth of the matter and expose how many villains were lurking, secretly operating in the shadows of the prestigious Feng Tian Academy. That dark night, inside Gue Jing's quiet room, 2 figures were about to engage each other, exchanging martial arts moves from start to finish, meticulously and precisely. Suddenly, someone pushed open the door, shattering the tranquil atmosphere. It was none other than the beautiful Yurong. The scene before her eyes left her stunned, frozen in place. What in the world are you two doing sneaking around like this? She demanded. Trying to show off your lovey-dovey act? A spider voiced its protest. Didn't we agree it was time for bed? I just finished weaving a beautiful web in the southeast corner of the ceiling to prepare for a good night's sleep. Why are you still out looking for Master at this hour? Yurong stammered. What are you doing? Gue Jing quickly shielded Xiao Chun, hastily explained. It's not what you think. I'm still completely innocent, he insisted. Noticing Xiao Chen's playful expression, Yudong thought to herself, so Master enjoys late-night exercise, without inviting me to join the fun. Jealousy flared within her. Hogging 2 beauties all to himself. How unfair. Come on, enough with the jokes, she said. Xiao Chun quickly changed the subject, feigning exhaustion and a sudden desire to sleep. Yudong could only sigh in defeat and pulled Nian Nian towards the bedroom. If I let this little minx sneak into his bed in the middle of the night, I'm doomed, she thought. Night fell, and everything sank into slumber. Kuei slept soundly, holding Xiao Chun in a warm embrace. This guy's living the dream, he thought. My buddies would be so jealous. Meanwhile, in the rear mountains of the prestigious Feng Tian Academy, a beautiful figure moved silently through the darkness. She entered a hidden cave where Zhu Si Zheng awaited. Immediately kneeling, she bowed respectfully. Master, she greeted. Then, she began her report. I have completed everything as you instructed. The child insisted that he had been poisoned. Unfortunately, Lu Wuji appeared too quickly. My subordinates haven't found the right opportunity to strike. Before Meng Yi could finish, a brutal hand clamped around her throat, terror filling her eyes. Susi, that dangerous look, it's the same one you used to threaten me with. I gave you a body, a new identity, not for you to become a useless, pathetic coward. With the slightest effort, I can drag out the darkness lurking within you. Meng Yi's face was a mask of cruelty and malice. Meng Yi trembled uncontrollably, drenched in cold sweat. Please, Master, grant me another chance. Have mercy. Lu Wuji has been affected by the soul-returning latent armor formation. He's been incredibly weak these past few days. I can help you eliminate him. You mean the appearance of the demonic beast wasn't his doing? She delivered a swift kick, roaring, Stop beating around the bush. You know how much I hate this cryptic nonsense. You useless fools. Can't you find a solution to this problem? This subordinate witnessed Lu Wuji's injuries with his own eyes. He endured the full brunt of the magical beast's ferocious attacks for 3 to 5 days straight. There's absolutely no way he can recover. This subordinate has already prepared the sacred medicine. We only need to wait for the opportune moment for Lu Wuji to consume it. Then, this subordinate will personally capture him and present him to you. With Lu Wuji's terrifying power, Master's cultivation will surely ascend to new heights. Suddenly, she was sent flying. Look closely at who you're speaking to. Patriarch Lu, when did you get here? He stood before the powerful woman, visiting in the dead of night. Unannounced, a sudden appearance. Please forgive this old man's intrusion. Then, he covered his face with a sinister grin. He stroked his beard and said sarcastically, No offense intended, but the aroma in this cave. Truly, so wild and a little exciting. Zhu Xizheng's curiosity was evident. Sixth Elder sneaked into the night, secretly followed Meng Ling Yi all the way here, and there was even a guard who witnessed it firsthand. Do you intend to let this matter slide? Zhu Xizheng, isn't this a case of lifting a rock only to drop it on one's own feet, harming oneself instead of others? 自食其果,自食其果. In the current situation, even if we confront each other in front of everyone, as a member of the royal family, as the imperial beast tamer, Lady Zheng, my words still carry more weight than sixth elders, correct? You are determined to falsely accuse me, slander me, with the crimes of defamation and attempted murder, aren't you, sixth elder? He questions like this, may I ask, Zhu Xizheng, in the dead of night. Why were you at the back mountain area of Feng Tian Academy? Heavens, she's immediately covering it up, trying to shift the blame onto sixth elder. There was a demonic beast hiding in the Imperial Beast Guard. It took advantage of the night to escape. Following the clues, I finally made it here. After witnessing those 6 monks brutally murder innocent people, I naturally had to step in and seek justice for Meng Ling Yi. Then, that demoness Zhao, who Qi Ling summoned, a gigantic fox demon, attempting to silence me and bury the truth. She commanded the demon, rip him apart. Qi Ling ferociously charged forward, but the 6 monks joined forces and effortlessly repelled her attack. She quickly fell unconscious. Looking at the blood jade on the fox demon's head, one monk observed, using blood jade to unlock the Tian Shuang for a demon beast. This is indeed a demonic technique. At this moment, she exclaimed in terror, what do you know about the Kai Tian Gu? Her expression then turned even more ferocious. Then I can't let you live. Qi Ling suddenly unleashed a powerful surge of energy. Lu Wunai immediately formed a hand seal, creating the Tianzhong Jitai, Ermu Si Kai, completely stripping Qi Ling of her self-control, and then commanded it to bash its head against the wall. This action completely defied Zhu Xizheng's orders, leaving her utterly astonished. Lu Wuya explained in a frenzy that even under the control of its master, it would still completely lose its mind, while it lay unconscious on the side. After all, the blood jade was ultimately just an inanimate object, using death to manipulate life. It would certainly be difficult to exert a powerful effect. This left her even more shaken. Why do you know so much about our demon race? You, who are you? He calmly replied, ever since the demon king fell into a deep slumber in the immortal sea, the remnants of his power have scattered everywhere. If you manage to infiltrate Huang Quan, then you must be considered a talent within the demon race, right? Unfortunately, I promised the disciples in the academy that I would give them a satisfactory answer. Suddenly, the old man's body erupted with an earth-shattering surge of energy. A powerful sigil was launched from the palm of his hand. Witnessing this, Zhu Xizheng immediately summoned Qi Hai, intending to mount it and escape. But as Qi Hai charged forward, the exit of the cave was sealed by Lu Wu Nai's formation. The violent collision stunned Qi Hai, making the situation extremely dangerous. Lu Wu Nai sneered, Zhu Xizheng, I intended to let you stay the night, but you're in such a hurry to leave. Is this how you treat an honored guest? Guest? She roared, ordering Qi Hai to break through the cave entrance. However, the powerful impact couldn't shake the solid barrier. Even when she exerted all her strength to break the barrier, it was futile. Zhu Xizheng was thrown back, coughing up a mouthful of blood. Finally, she was forced to use a soul separation technique, slipping through a gap in the barrier to escape. Lu Wu Nai, holding the broken sword, walked towards Kunlun. The divine would have been transformed into the sword's hilt, and the demon emperor's bones had been forged into its sharp blade. It turned out this person was a descendant of their old enemy, inheriting a long-standing feud. The next morning, in the grand square of the Feng Tian Academy, all the students had gathered. Lu Wuya solemnly announced the theft of the bodies of Proctor Si Zheng and Meng Ling. Their quarters remained untouched in the stone cave behind the mountain, hidden within the mysterious cave. This grave matter demanded a thorough investigation, leaving no detail overlooked. The area was strictly off-limits to everyone. The headmaster added, after careful deliberation with the teachers, they had noticed the Yao clan had been increasingly aggressive, attacking the academy's students. Their motives remained unclear and ambiguous. All teachers and students within the academy must heighten their vigilance and exercise caution in all situations. Tomorrow, all students were required to assemble here to undergo a soul determination examination to ensure no presence of a Yao clan or any other foreign race existed within the academy. Kuan Xian needed to shoulder the responsibility, reinforce the academy's defenses, and dedicate all efforts to preventing unauthorized entry into the academy grounds. Xiao Lam anxiously asked Qing Tong, "We're outnumbered, and the area behind the mountain is so vast. How can we possibly prevent all outsiders from getting in?" A moment later, after the students had returned to their dormitories, Qing Tong went to see the headmaster and reported, "Headmaster, first there was the incident at the Immortal Sect Assembly, where a teacher absorbed a student's demonic energy. Then, the three-headed serpent possessed Zhu Yi's body and injured a student during the written exam. Now, a shadow beast has appeared in the training grounds. What is it about our academy that makes it such a target for these demonic creatures?" The headmaster looked up at the sky and said thoughtfully, as the saying goes, "Tall trees catch much wind. Our responsibility is to protect our students through any storm. You all must be more vigilant in the coming days." And that concludes the first part of our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support SGAO.